Hello there, everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's show. Before I get into it, just want to go through the chat and just greet everyone. It's normal. Hello there, Tommy. Thank you for turning up. Dave T, no problem. Hopefully we'll catch you later. Excellent. Hello there, Delilah. Good to see you too. Dave T, Hollywood. 210, thank you for coming. And Bambi, there she is, the Muppet Maestro of the pictures and the illustrations. Hello, Leo. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, so today I'm just going to be covering the topic of pressure, the types of different pressure that we have in life, and really just sort of talking about how we can sort of analyze it and look at it, how it affects us in our everyday life, personal and private. Also, as well, we'll just take a few examples. This is, like I say, is an interactive chat. So I encourage you to chip in and ask questions and, you know, just to help keep it flowing. You are part of the show. So thank you for that. So really, I just want to get off first off by saying, to start, the pressure of life. Okay, so it refers to numerous challenges, expectations and demands that individuals face in various aspects of their life, such as work, family, relationships, and personal goals. Now, as we know, these pressures can lead to stress and anxiety and a feeling of being overwhelmed. So, to give you an example, the source of pressures. Life pressures can originate from various sources. Okay. Now, you've got external expectations, societal norms, family obligations, job requirements can create pressure to conform or achieve certain outcomes. Then there, of course, is self-imposed pressure. Individuals may also place pressure on themselves to be perfect, successful, or meet the unrealistic standards. So, I mean, we can all sort of identify with these examples. Then you've got things like time constraints. The feeling of having too much to do in a limited time can lead to stress and pressure. Social pressures, peer pressure, bullying, and social comparisons can contribute to feelings of inadequacy and pressure. So certainly from that last one, we could see actually it fits into this YouTube environment that we are on. Now we get that where we feel that we're being pressured to do stuff. We're feeling that we're being pressured where if content creators fall out, we have to pick sides. It's a load of nonsense, you know. These sort of types of what we call impact pressures. So you've got, as I say, you've got stress and anxiety. That's what one of the main causes from pressure of all the pressures that I've just mentioned there. So you got the body's response to pressure can trigger the release of stress hormones leading to physical and psychological symptoms. Now those could be, you got burnt out as well. Prolonged exposure to high levels of pressure can lead to exhaustion, reduced motivation, and a loss of interest in work or other activities. Relationship problems. Stress can strain relationships with families, friends, and partners. Then we have the mental health issues. In severe cases, chronic pressure can contribute to anxiety, depression, and other mental health problems. So as I say, there are ways that we can manage pressure. Now, there are several strategies that we can employ to manage life's pressures. Now, identify stressors. Now, recognizing the specific sources of pressure can help individuals take proactive steps to address them. You can set boundaries. Setting boundaries being one of the most important things. Establishing clear boundaries in personal and professional life can help reduce overcommitment and excessive demands. Practice relaxation techniques, deep breathing, meditation, yoga, and other relaxing techniques can help to calm the nervous system and reduce the stress. Now, I know that from my own previous experiences, there are certain techniques that I use. Now, I don't know about you people in the chat. It may be the case where you have that as well, that you have your ways of dealing with pressures. Now, as I say, you can always seek support, generally friends, family, you've got mental health professionals, as well as obviously there's a lot of information on the internet with regards to hotlines and that you can also call. So you've got prioritize your self-care, making time for enjoyable activities, hobby and personal well-being that can help reduce stress and improve the overall mental health. Focusing on what you can control. Now, recognizing that some situations are just simply outside of one's control and focusing on what can be managed and can help reduce anxiety. Cultivate resilience, developing the ability to bounce back from adversity and learn from difficult experiences can help individuals to cope with life's challenges more effectively. So, as I say there, I've just sort of given an overview, okay, on some of those pressures. Now, those of you that are in the chat, please feel free to give examples of what pressures that you have or that you know that someone's had, and I can obviously then elaborate on that more, give my opinion as well. And maybe we can all help each other out by sharing our pressures on how we can overcome them. So as I say, like you've got money and bills. That's the biggest killer, Bambi. Absolutely, money and bills is certainly one of the main pressures. My recent diagnosis regarding my health has led to a feeling of pressure at work. I have to be 100%, Delilah. Yeah, it all can come on top. As I say, the pressures. Certain a lot of people face it around financial, certainly from the workplace, because you remember as well, your workplace is where you spend majority of your life, really. If you think about it, I mean, we get the weekends off. At least that's my main pressure, ATM. Now, I can imagine Bambi as well, especially if you've got dependents and you've got children, things like that. And, because I know in the States as well that you have the additional pressures of healthcare costs. So you have added things that you've got to worry. You've got to look after your health, because as you get older, you actually need less money and you worry more about your health. But this is it. I could completely understand there. As I say, my mum did the same thing as well. She brought us three up, me, my brother, and my sister. So we've got all those types. So also as well, we can get do Bambi. You'll be able to answer this one as well. Do you ever feel pressure sometimes in this YouTube community? That's because I see pressures as well from that standpoint. Sometimes there's pressures from when people obviously are friends, content creators, and they have followers. There's pressures where they have to decide and choose who they have to be aligned with. Otherwise, then that causes a big fallout. No, I never plan to be alone at 45. 100%. Sometimes, yeah. I get that. I get things as well, like encouragement. There's a fine line between encouragement and pressures. Certainly as well when it comes from in the YouTube community. Now, I am. Oh, absolutely. It takes up a lot of your when you've got work and you're involved in this YouTube community and you're putting out videos all the time. That it becomes a big demanding, a part of you, and it wears you out. It will burn you out. Because as I say, you've got in your workplace pressures. You get like meeting deadlines, handling workload, and managing work-related stress. Academic pressures, studying for exams, completing assignments, and dealing with the financial responsibilities. Social pressures, striving to fit in, meet the social expectation and maintain relationships that we just touched on there. Family pressure, balancing family obligations, expectations and responsibilities. Peer pressure, feeling influenced to conform to the actions or behaviours of peers. Time pressure, juggling multiple tasks and trying to manage time effectively, and as well as your health pressure as well, taking care of one's physical and mental health, dealing with illness or chronic conditions. As you say there, Delilah, we just touched on that there. Career pressure, navigating career choices, seeking job opportunities and career advancement. Technology pressure, that's a bit of a strange one, but keeping up rapidly changing technology and digital demands. And then you've got, as well, we've got environmental, the pressure from there, recognising the need for sustainable practices and environmental responsibility. We've personal development pressure, striving for personal growth, setting goals and overcoming challenges. Then there also as well is decision-making pressure, making important life choices and facing the consequences of those decisions. Performance, yeah, exactly. 100%. House upkeep, yeah. Then you've got, as I say, the performance pressure, facing expectations in sports, art and other activities. And cultural, yeah, the pressure there is dealing with the social norms and cultural expectations. And as well in the media, managing the influence of media messages and social beauty standards. It's another one that sort of goes under the radar, that pressure. Safety, ensuring personal safety and safety of loved ones. That is a pressure, but that's also a necessity. It's just one we can't really dodge, in my opinion. Communication pressure, navigating effective communication and expressing oneself clearly. I have some trouble with that sometimes. Conflict pressure as well. We're dealing with conflicts in relationships or social settings, as well as expectation pressure, managing expectations from self and others. So what can we see here? So generally I've just sort of flown over different examples of the types of pressures, but really now with regards to pressures, they may be certain situations or certain objects or certain things that need to be actioned, okay? But when it comes to things like pressure from people and individuals, so I tend to feel here, this is where the main type of character that we get are the manipulators. Yeah, would you agree? Chat? Here we go. Delilah, my direct supervisor, made a comment that made me very nervous. She talked about me going out on disability, so I declined until I think you can't do the job anymore. Wow, that's you can't make a comment like that. You know, effectively, you need to go through a workplace assessment. Should your work feel, or you may feel that you couldn't do the job anymore, or you wasn't sure. They can't just say you can't do it anymore. It's not how it's done. Certainly not in the developed world, or the first world as we're called. So yeah, having a look. So as I say, mentioning the different types of manipulators that can add and create these types of pressures. I was floored. I never felt afraid to lose my job ever in my 60 years until that day. Exactly. It's kind of you've soldiered on and you've worked most of your life, and then you've got someone saying, well, actually, we don't, it's a scary thought. I can imagine, because obviously, you've got up and you've managed to carry out your work duties, and then you start questioning yourself. So if we're taking the examples of the manipulators, so first off, we've got what we'll call the masked braggarts. So The tactic of this manipulator is to make us feel bad or inferior in a veiled way. This person understands that he or she would not look good if he or she was always claiming his accomplishments. The others would accuse he or she immediately of being presumptuous. So he or she adopts a slimmer strategy. It complains about its achievements, making us feel bad because we are far below this level. So we know the masked braggart will never tell us directly that we have a few extra pounds, but will complain that he can't wear a medium size when we wear a large or even an XL. It's the person who complains because he can't run more than 30 kilometers when he knows perfectly that we only run 5 before we get exhausted. So the masked braggart will always use his secret technique in all spheres of life. He will compare to the use in a subtle way to make us clear that we are not at his height or her height and that we should feel guilty about it. In this way, he or she presents themselves as a kind of idol to be imitated because we put ourselves at its disposal and satisfy their desires. Here we go, Delilah. It would be her word against mine. Yeah, question myself. No, I understand. 100%. Yeah, masked braggart. We get those people. So the next type of manipulator would be someone like the sower of ideas. Now these manipulators are very subtle. Use a very subtle tactic. They pressure us with socially accepted and well-seen ideas because we agree with their opinions and decisions. They usually begin their speeches with phrases like, "I'm sure you'll agree with," or "You can't deny that." Or they may say, "You will agree that a good child cares for his mother." Now, these are all generalizations that reflect positive values. So, but they certainly have many shades and can vary from case to case. But presenting them in this way puts it in a difficult situation where we can answer, "No, I don't agree with what you say." Hello there, Kid Rock. Good to see you, sir. In fact, this tactic of manipulation consists of presenting these ideas as socially accepted values. So if we do not share them, we automatically turn into bad people and will not have even the time to argue our view. So they can make us feel bad and manipulate us unless we find the strength to deny their affirmations. So we've got the next type of character, the permanently disappointed manipulator. So taking this, when we love someone, when we feel better if we do something that makes them angry rather than disappointed. Disappointment is a difficult weight to bear. We feel very bad when we've disappointed someone important to us and we feel bad for doing it. Now, this type of manipulator knows and plays this card in their favor. Therefore, they will be constantly disappointed. Every time we do something that they do not like or do not meet their needs, that person will not hesitate to make us feel how he is disappointed. The problem is that the guilt we feel is so great that we give them the reason and we put ourselves out to their mercy. Now, we do not realize that disappointing someone only that we did not live up to the expectations that this person had for us. Deluding someone means that this person had traced a path for us in our place and we did not follow it. In fact, we have all the right of the world to follow the path we have chosen and we should not feel bad about it. The next type is, as I say, how you doing, Co-Train? Good to see you, my man. Thank you for coming. Now, we have, as I say, the chronic victim. We know this type of manipulator. They make us feel in debt with them. They will always tell them the misfortunes that they have suffered in life. So we think that for some strange reason, we can't even understand and we owe something to them. Because every time we meet them, they have a new disgrace to add to their long list. And we do not feel strong enough to become the monster that will add a new problem to their life while they are going through a bad time. So the problem is that person will benefit from feeling to ask for a favour and make sure that we meet their needs, even at the expense of our own. But if we put ourselves at their feet, they will not hesitate to walk on us, to keep telling their misfortunes to others, leaving us with our problems to be solved. Exactly, the chronic victim. There's a lot. 100%, Delilah. The victim mentality is the worst kind. Yeah, couldn't agree more. So next one is manipulator is the selective listener. So when we're engaged in a discussion, we can lose patience and say things that we really do not feel or repent of. However, this type of manipulator will cling to the phrase or attitude and will repeat it until the end of time. It does not matter what we said before or after, no matter what the context we have told it in, or if we are sorry to apologise. This person will use our mistake to submit us to their will, pointing out how wrong and bad we are. So, you've heard that phrase, when I do something right, no one remembers, and when I do something wrong, no one forgets. This is this type of person. Now, their strategy is to wait for us to make a mistake, extract it completely from the context, and use it to manipulate us emotionally. These people will focus on our mistakes because they are the ones that enable them to achieve their goal, and all the good will simply be erased. So, yeah, also as well, those type of characters as well, I'd say as well, they do that, they bring it up, but they're rats as well. So the next one as well is the martyr. Now, it's one of the worst types of manipulators because, justifies their malpractice, and selfishness with some higher cause. It could be a religious cause or something more banal, or like being a good father or a good mother. Now, their favourite phase is, I do it for your good, or I'm just trying to help you, when we know that the case and that they are the main beneficiaries from it. However, if we point out that these people will claim that they do not feel like doing it that way, but they do it because it's right. In fact, they can come and tell us that the decision hurt them and cause them to suffer. Therefore, they assume the role of martyrs. And the worst thing is that they make us feel horrible because we are not able to appreciate their sacrifice. 100%. 100%. Kid Rock. Also as well, another pressure button. So then we have the manipulator, the inquisitor. Hey, Tindu, good to see you, my man. Now, the manipulator uses direct criticism as a main weapon. Now, their tactic is to make us feel that we are unable to take the reins of our lives and we are not up to the situation and we need to rely on them because everything works. At first, criticisms are subtle and indirect, but with time, they will become smoother. They will deepen our self-esteem. In this way, they impose their visions of reality, their rules and values to the point that we end up seeing ourselves through his eyes or her eyes. Now, the Inquisitor is a true master of emotional manipulation, and absolutely everything we do or say will be used against us because they will use it to judge us and put us in an uncomfortable position. Sounds familiar as well, doesn't it, Kid Rock, like that other person that we know? Now, in any case, do not let them take control of your life. Do not allow them to make you feel guilty or judge you for your decisions based on their judgment. Now, how to respond if someone is pressuring you? Well, first off, remind yourself this isn't your fault. You did not do anything wrong. Is the person who is pressuring you responsible? Trust your guts. Never feel obligated to do anything you don't want to do. It doesn't matter why you don't want to do something. Simply not being interested is reason enough. Do only what feels right to you and what you are comfortable with. Have a code word. Have a code word. Develop a code with friends or family that means I'm comfortable or I need help. It could be a series of numbers that you could text, like 311. You know, this is the way, if you're one of those people that are weak and vulnerable, you can send out a code to someone by letting them know that you're in trouble. And in certain situations as well, it's okay to lie, only in limited certain situations. So if you're concerned about angering or upsetting someone, you can lie or make an excuse to create an exit. It may feel wrong to lie, but you are never obligated to remain in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable, scared, or threatened. Some excuses you could use. There we go, Delilah. That's actually a great idea. With my daughter living across the country, I never thought of having a code word or a series of numbers that she could text us. No worries, Delilah. Exactly. So in that way, it's just a code. So if your daughter was in trouble and that person who was putting her under pressure see that, they wouldn't know what it means. So as I say, you've got to think of an escape route. If you had to leave quickly, how would you do it? Now, if it's a physical pressure and you're trapped, you'd locate the windows, doors, or any other means of exiting a situation. Are there people around you who might be able to help you? How can you get their attention? Where can you go when you leave? No problem at all. So, as I say, this is not an overly long live, but I just wanted to touch on those points because it was a follow-on from Mr. Tommy Stiggs this morning. And as he was saying, we've been talked about it. Anyone who wants to come out the chat and they inquire, they show interest, which is a little bit like myself, that they want to go live, by all means. But you can't come on YouTube and force everyone to come up on YouTube, come up and start on the panel and start doing lives. At the end of the day, there's positions for everyone in YouTube. Not everyone is going to be a content creator. At the end of we need content creators need more chat people. So don't ever feel obliged or pressured into coming out the chat. I would like people to come out the chat, but I won't pressure anyone. It's always the case that you've got to do that. You've got to want to do it. And if it's any of the good people that I know, which is most of you that I say that, I would help. I'd always give it information and encouragement. But that's right, 100% Delilah. Not everyone is comfortable in front of the camera. There's a role for everyone on YouTube. And that's whether you're someone who just likes to come up on the panel as a guest, whether you're like an anchor or co-host, or the content creator, or you're just someone who wants to be in the chat. It's completely down to the individual. So I'm going to do what I normally like to do. And I'm just going to place this in the chat. I know if Kid Rock, if you're about, my friend, I'll put that in the chat. There we go. Now it's pinned. So this is for Kid Rock. Would you like to come up on the panel and join me? Let's see what he's saying. Here we go. Okay, my man, it's StreamYard this time, so hello there, Suzanne. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. No problem. There we go. Here we go. What's that? Comment from Delilah. That's why I use a simple letter of a D. I recently just, 100%. I figured I should probably use something, 100%. Ah, Suzanne was at a wedding. Oh, excellent. Fair play. Good stuff. Who else we got going on? He's coming. Good stuff. So what's everyone's plans for this weekend? So Suzanne's been at a wedding. Here we go. Add to the stage. How are we doing, Kid Rock?
Hey man, what's going on, dude? Good to see you back, brother.
Yeah, cool. So no, I thought I'd jump up and do something.
Hold on 1 second, James. Now, if I want to chat, just click on chat, right?
Yeah, you see chat, and it should be there for you, so you can.
Okay. Yeah, because you said something. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, comments.
Got it. So you'll see everyone.
Okay, I got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I had a rough night. Nothing bad, but no, wife's got a toothache, so yeah. So I've been taking care of her.
Okay, nice.
And you know, it just happened at last night. So that's that's always hell. So yeah, good to see you, man. It's good to see you. When I made that comment, you laughed. That's good, man. See, you're all good, bro.
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. I just I like last week I was on another chat, and so I did an hour there.
That's when I seen you when you were on that Zima. Yeah, right. We were talking. Yeah. Hey, listen, dude. Listen. We all on the real. We all have problems. We all have issues, and we all do it different ways. How we cope and everything. And like I said, you're amongst friends and stuff, and like it is what it is. That's why I gave you that. Remember, I shot you a thing the other day. I think yesterday.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Right. Check up on you, man, because you're a good guy, man, for real. You know, and I don't see that's all like who you know your friends are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't like want, but like if you need them, where are they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And believe me, I had that in my life too. And then you know how that went. I told them to go to hell and get. Yeah. So I just caught the end of your thing, man. So how long were you on?
But that was about half hour. So.
Oh, okay. So I didn't really. Okay, I missed maybe about 15 minutes then. Okay.
Yeah. I was just sort of going through just examples from pressure. It was encouraged from Tommy's chat this morning.
Right.
Thank you, Delilah. It just it obviously I think we know where it originally came from. You know where.
Well, I mean, just like.
Where it's kind of it. You know, he's like the true essence of YouTube.
Not ever good, right? Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
I was about to say where the true essence of YouTube is activate your channel. The reality is that not everyone's not meant to activate their channel. People like being in the chat as well, you know.
Right, and then some people want just to listen.
Exactly.
And then you got to remember, a lot of people want to listen, but just like, so to speak, in the bushes thing, because they don't want to get involved, like getting doxxed and all this nonsense. You know what I mean? Jesus. I mean, like I said, I told you a long time ago. Anyone comes to my house, I'll probably gonna be on the news. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not a threat. It's like, what the hell? You come to my house? Are you crazy? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know what's on the other side of that door. And if you come to my house, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, you see stuff all the time. I'm not saying you, but you know what I mean. There's a bunch of crazy people outside.
Yeah.
And on the internet, so it's like we're not in the same world where like whenever like you're younger than me, but we still had like the same like you could do anything. Everyone knew their name. In your little town or whatever. You know what I mean? Everything's normal. And like I said, I didn't lock my doors. We didn't. When I was a kid, we didn't lock my back door because
Yeah.
everyone in the neighborhood knew we had 2 big dogs.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you didn't know, you're gonna get eaten. You know what I mean? But we're not in that same world anymore. That's sad.
Couldn't agree more. It's just, exactly. As I say, it's with everything that goes on, and I feel like I just I'm now in that state of mind now where I am prioritizing myself.
Well, yeah. Right. That's what you need to do, but sometimes it's hard because you don't know. I don't know your situation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in your life, just like you're not in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. You're not like neighbors or my. You know what I mean? So it's not like, and I don't want to. I'm not the kind of person to pry. And I feel the same way. I don't want people to pry with me. But I told everyone what's up with me and everything else, and but yeah, it's all good. Like I said, when you did that thing last week, hey, you felt great after that.
Thank you. Hello, Suzanne. You're all good. Welcome. Can't hear you.
Okay, Suzanne says, tomorrow I will though, and later tonight go to the house.
I think Suzanne's just pressed she's pressed the link that she's trying to get on. Suzanne, what I'm going to do? Oh, there is she. Right, add to stage. Hello, Suzanne. I can hear something now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I didn't, because when I went on here now, I don't see any writing.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, don't worry. I like that. If Kid Rock is talking about a few things, there's
nothing... no, Suzanne, you got the floor. Go ahead. How you doing?
Oh no, I'm okay. I just I'm like I'm in Canada right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to tomorrow. I'm going to a wedding. Like there's a lot of family that came down here from all over the place. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to say hello or whatever, and it's kind of like funny weather here. Like it's been like hot and cold here, like different,
Yeah, me too. It was very hot the last couple of days. I'm in the Midwest, but then it got cold.
Oh, so it's still cold where you are, Suzanne. Oh,
I think she dropped out.
Yeah,
well, no, she's here, but
she's still here. But yeah, I think it might be the reception in the area.
Right.
Yeah,
it was hot for the last couple of days, and then it got cold, real cold.
Sorry about that, because my phone shuts down. Like the I don't understand. Like the backlight shuts. I don't want to talk when everybody's talking.
Oh, Susan, you got the floor. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt anybody though. That's
no, you weren't interrupting. We're just having a natter, so it's not really.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but
yeah, we're just general chit chat. So anyone's welcome.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, nice to be on your show, James, and very nice to talk to you.
Oh, she's out again.
Yeah.
It's all good. So it was always good talking with you, Suzanne. I remember the last time we talked about the wonderful hospital systems we have in the United States. Yeah. I hope you get. Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say all your care is you've got to pay for all your hospital, haven't you? So all your health, all your bills.
Oh no, you gotta have it. You buy insurance, obviously, and then you use it, and then you gotta pray that it's covered.
Got you, but like with any insurance, is if you've got things where you've got an excess to pay though.
What do you mean? Like, oh, I mean, yeah, you sign the paper, that means then you're saying like that.
Jamie. Yeah, no, I mean like for instance, when I'll give you a car insurance, right? If I have an accident, okay, it's my fault, right? I'll get it all paid out, but still I might have to pay an excess of £300 for instance.
Oh yeah, you're talking about I know what you're saying.
You've got another terminology for it.
Yeah, I forgot I got but I know what you're saying. Yeah, you got it's I know what you're saying. It's like it's an indemnity, but basically, yeah, you had to pay like $500 or whatever. I forgot the word, but yeah, right, yeah, they got that for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you have something really messed up, your thing might be a lot of money.
Yeah.
There you go, copay. Delilah, you're right. There you go, copay. Oh no, copay is something like that. But yeah, like if you go see your doctor, you gotta pay X amount of money, even though you got insurance. And that's what she's talking about. But it's something like that. But it's like deductible. There you go, Delilah. There you go, deductible. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, if they say like, I remember I had appendicitis when I was like 19.
Hello, Suzanne.
And it was like acute appendicitis. I almost died. And I went to the hospital and everything. And then I got cut. I got the surgery and stuff. But my mom had to, I was still on my mom's insurance, and then she had to pay like whatever it was, like extra. You know what I mean? But yeah. Okay, go ahead. We lost you there, Susan.
No, I'm sorry if I'm laughing. It's just because I look ridiculous because I because I was on here and then I left. I don't know what's going on. My phone is doing all kind of strange stuff. It's not like when I'm at home.
Oh, could you hear us when we were talking?
Yeah, I can hear everything, but my phone, like at home, okay, it's different. Like it will.
Oh, like your Wi-Fi and stuff. Oh, okay, I got you.
I think no, I have it on data actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't have it on Wi-Fi. I have it on data, but for some reason, when I'm like, it's like my phone it's turning black, but I have it plugged in, right? So, but like when I'm in the middle of when I'm talking, all of a sudden it will turn black, and then it threw me out of the thing, and then after I went back in again, and then it's like, for example, if I don't touch it every few seconds, it turns black. But anyway, I don't know what it is. Like probably it's because I'm not at home.
Are you in a hotel or?
Yes, I'm in a concrete building hotel.
Oh, okay. See, that's probably the problem because a lot of metal and stuff.
Oh, like, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean, they probably got a Wi-Fi, so don't ever use the Wi-Fi because you don't know how many people.
No, I'm not using their Wi-Fi.
Okay, right. But I'm saying all the metal, like in the cement and everything.
Their Wi-Fi is very bad. It doesn't connect good. Also, too, like I don't like using like public Wi-Fi too much. I like my own data.
Right, because people could be stealing your stuff or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who can get into whatever. I don't have anything to hide, but I'm saying I don't.
Well, yeah, but you don't want that. I had my identity stolen twice. I mean, I don't know why anyone would want to be me. But when I used my credit card,
terrible.
And I didn't know for like a month. And then when I used my credit card, so I knew I had money on the card. It just went doink. I'm like, what? And then it did it again. And then I called. I was Capital One, and then they were good with it though, because I guess like a month before I bought cigarettes at a liquor store. Real smart. And what happened was the owner of the liquor store decided to go crazy on my credit card.
Yeah, you see, that's why you can't trust anybody, even the owner of places. You have to be careful. It's better not to use your credit card if you can. Like what I think is like just use your debit card. But if you want to, like in some cases, like when you're booking a hotel or something, it has to be like a 4 or 5 star hotel that it's reputable, right? Like I know this hotel because I have family members that stayed here, and I stayed here before in the past with family and things like that. So I know it's a very like reputable one. I'm not going to say the name, but I know that it's 100% safe. And then the other thing too, what I do always, after you use the card, you have to check it like just within the same day or two. Always just look at your app and see and make sure like everything is okay, like nobody's doing anything. You have to keep track of things, right? Because
for sure. Yeah. But see, when you were talking about like a debit card and credit card, like this is what I found out with with credit cards. The credit card will help you. Like I mean, the Capital One, they will help you because it's their money. If it's a debit card, it's my money, and then you got to fight tooth and nail. So I usually like using my credit card for stuff.
Oh, I understand.
And then you
yes,
understand what I'm saying? And then and like the debit card, I had a problem with my debit card. I was like, was going bananas. And then getting crazy on the phone. And like I said, they're fighting. They don't care. The banks don't care about you because it's your money. I mean, in the end of the day, I mean, it got fixed, but it was a big old mess for like 2 weeks, or not even like 2 or 3. It was about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, because I had other things going on with the credit card, with the debit card. So it was just like a continuance of nonsense. And it was like a domino effect. And
that's very bad. Like I know that credit card, like what you're saying. You're right. Because like when you have a credit card, if anybody tries to, do anything with it, it's easy to, explain to the credit card agency, and then they will reimburse you for that. But I think like debit card for small things, like for example, if you're going to go to Tim Horton or something like that, you don't want to use, your debit card. And then like being a female, I don't like taking cash with me places. Very little cash, because like somebody could be watching. Like if you have cash in you and you open your wallet, they see that, and you're a female and you're alone, and they, oh well, I can maybe rob her. You don't know what's happening.
She's easy. Let's get her.
Like for men it's a little different, I think, but for women you have to be careful. Not that anybody's ever tried to rob me, but
you see that Delilah.
You never know, right?
Right. Go ahead, James.
I was about to say, Delilah, someone made a copy of a debit card one year, and they went bananas at Macy's fine jewelry counter.
Oh, wow.
And her bank paid the charges that overdue her account by thousands of dollars. So,
oh my God, that's terrible.
Right.
That's really scary, Yeah, that's why you have to constantly keep an eye on it. Like I think like every 3-4 days you just look and see, okay, what's happening with my credit card. But I don't use my credit card a lot. I don't actually need to use my credit card, but in the case when you're traveling you have to, right? And then I pay it off fully. Like I don't owe anything on it. I never owe, like, even, because who's gonna go, like, for example, say you buy something for $200 that's for your home or something, right? And you say, okay, that's a purchase, I save so much money. So if you're stupid and then you always pay on your credit card, you owe a lot, and you pay $10, $20 every month. So you're actually paying for that thing double of what you're paying, because you're paying all the interest fees. So you better just, and then, like, for example, with me, my interest rate went right down because I always pay it right off. And my credit score went up really high, right? So it's good.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I like, the credit card is like,
Slimony's here.
Oh, hey, Slim. How you doing?
Hello, Slimony.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I like use the credit card, like you say, like if it's like an emergency or something, and I like using cash. I like using cash, but like I said, it's different. Like I said, with the woman thing, like, yeah, especially a woman, like with money, it's everyone. You gotta remember, everyone could be watching you. I mean, that's the way I do. I mean, people might think I'm crazy, but I've been aware of my surroundings since I was 15 years old. I mean, because of my past deals, but I mean, it saved my life a lot. So I kind of like, and I ain't done anything illegal for decades. So but I keep still thinking that yeah, you always gotta pay attention. That's just me.
You have to pay attention. Like, the best thing is not to go out, like, not to be out at night. Okay, like when a person go by themselves, not go in a quiet, lonely type of a spot. Watch your surroundings all the time, and that type of thing, and keep an eye, what you're doing. Like, don't show things off a lot, right? Like,
oh
that's very important.
Yeah, because I'm in, like, I'm not gonna say where I'm from, but I'm in the Midwest, and it's like crazy people everywhere, and yeah.
Oh yeah, everywhere there is. That's true.
Hello, Gerard.
Oh, hello, Gerard. Gerard, how you doing? I hope you're feeling better. I haven't talked to you in a minute. I hope you're feeling better.
Gerard, I was going to say, the link is pinned at the top of the chat if you want to join us. Same for anyone else who's in the chat. Go on.
Oh, hello, Gerard.
But you got to pay attention. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I think I told James this before, but I cheated death like more than 10 times, probably more, a lot more than that. And none of them were drug related. I think 3 were like alcohol related, but the other ones I was just very, very lucky. Very
Well,
lucky.
that's good. It's because God was protecting you, right? Like God will, when God wills something, he like if he's going to protect you, then he's going to protect you from that for a reason, because you're supposed to be longer on the earth
I
for
think it was the
something.
Lord. I think it was my grandfather.
Yeah, well, I believe it's number one is God, right?
Oh
Because
yeah, right. But
whatever person is helping you, he can't help you at all if God doesn't will for him to help you, right? So
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Of course,
yeah.
but sometimes God's busy
No, he
because we
doesn't get
got
busy
billions
like
of people.
us.
But you know what I'm saying?
Because
I'm
we're
being like
humans,
jokingly,
right? So
like,
we get busy, but he doesn't.
so it's like more like, yeah, God's always there, of course, but then I'm just thinking my grandfather with him are like, say, like one time, I don't know if I told you this, that what's it called, that I had acute appendicitis, and what happened was um I had like 104 temperature, and I was really bad, and no one was home at my house.
Oh
So,
no, yeah.
and what happened was, but I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I was just really deathly sick. So I walked like there's a clinic like about 5 blocks away from my house. So I was walking 2 blocks. I didn't know why I didn't call the ambulance. I just don't even know why, because I didn't think it was that bad, I guess. So 2 blocks, and then I keeled over in the street.
Oh
And
my
then
God, that's terrible.
some girl I knew was driving by. She goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" She thought I was drunk and stuff. I said, "No, I think I'm gonna die." So she like lifted me up, helped me in the car, and took me to the clinic. And then what happened was she ran in there and said, "Hey, he's not good. Something's wrong." And they came in, and then I'm not gonna say, well, there's a way they find out if you have an appendicitis without any test, and I'm not gonna repeat it. So we'll just say that because there's a lady here, Suzanne, but they did it, and I screamed. Okay, I screamed like I was getting killed. So they called the ambulance. They got there, and then what happened was there was a wait. There was all the operating rooms were all taken, and they read me my last rites. The priest
Oh
came in
my
and read me
God,
my
that's
last rites.
terrible.
No, I just and I was like in and out of consciousness, and I was like shitting a brick. Excuse me. And I just look. I remember the clock. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon or something like that. 'Cause it was a big clock. It was like the ERs kind of lit up, and my mom was there. My brother ran. He found out he ran like 3 miles to get there to the hospital, and then they were like scared too. And then I fell out of consciousness, and then I woke up like hours later, and then the doctor said, hey, you okay?" I go, "Yeah." Well, and they found out the person that was on the ER, because they said I had to wait like 3 hours for another table. The guy passed away.
Oh my God.
The guy passed away like an hour into his surgery. So they
That's
got me.
really terrible.
Yeah, and I didn't find that out until like the next day. When they told me that, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I remember them reading me they got the priest and reading me my last rites. And I'm like, oh shit. I go, this is crazy. I was like 19 years old.
Oh
But
no, that's so young. Yeah.
yeah, right. And then that was like,
Wow, that's
and I had a couple when
frightening.
I was young, and there was just like a couple other ones, and yeah. So it was kind of like I'm very fortunate to be alive.
Hello, Mr. Balding. Good to come. Thank you for coming, sir.
Yes, you are fortunate. As all of us, like we get things happen. Like for example, one day I had my headphones on and I
Right.
was listening to music, and then I was walking down the sidewalk, and the bus was coming at the same time,
Oh
and I
wow.
was going to put my foot off of the sidewalk, and then the bus driver honked his horn really loud, and then I said, "Oh my God!" And like after that, I never ever put headphones on again when I'm walking
Oh
outside. And then
yeah.
another time, like there was a whole bunch of people. We were all together, family, a bunch of family. We were going somewhere, and it was icy on the road, and the whole van tipped completely over.
Oh wow.
It slid and tipped over, and the police came and they had to cut me out of the belt. But I didn't get hurt at all, thanks to
Oh
God.
wow, yeah.
Yeah. So that's another time happened. And then I'm trying to remember like other ones, but there was other things happened I remember, and God saved me from them. So I'm always like, if I think about everything God did for me, like I say to myself a million times, I can't even believe it. Like He blessed me a lot, like a lot of times, you know. So I'm very grateful to Him all the time because I know every single thing that happens is by God's will, and so
And it's for a reason, right?
yeah, and sometimes we learn. Like I remember one day too, I was walking another time, and I was like just got to a sidewalk, and then there was this big semi truck, and it was on the sidewalk on the
Oh, when you
side.
took a right, yeah, right.
It had drove onto the sidewalk. If I had been there 3-4 minutes earlier, I would have been dead because I would have been on that sidewalk the semi truck would have been on, right? So it's like
Right.
lots of things, yeah.
I had one crazy one that me and my brother weren't talking at the time, so I had to
Hello,
meet my
Surviving
mom.
Together. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Hello, Surviving Together. And so me and my
Hello,
brother weren't talking
surviving.
at the time. We were like, brothers, right? And this is like I was old. I was what, probably 30 years old, 28 years old. So I met my mom, her second job. So I had to meet her like by the house, but not by the house because I was gonna kick my brother's ass, so to speak, and I didn't want to do that because my mom, was all that. So what happened was it was public transportation. She was taking the train. My there's a what's it called? Like right above the train station, like on the street, there's like, right around the corner. There's a funeral home. And there's a bench, right? So I'm waiting there, and I'm like, what is taking her so long? This is crazy. And all this, and it was kind of late. It was probably like 11 o'clock at night. So what happened was I go walk around the corner, go down the stairs, and then I see my mom. Guess what? You hear this big boom crash. Well, me and my mom walked up the stairs. That bench is gone. That some car minivan that's crushed went right into that what's it
Oh
called,
my
the bench,
God.
and hit into the building. So I would have been smashed. And the only reason why I went downstairs, I was like, what the hell's taking mom so long? So I say to
You see,
myself,
right when you left, that's when it happened, right?
yeah, right when I left,
Yeah, because to
I walked
protect
around the
you, see?
corner, I went down the stairs, and then I see my mom. She goes, I go, hey, what happened? She goes, oh, the trains are run late. Then you hear big boom, a big
Oh my
crash.
God, that's really terrible.
Right, and then when we went up, we seen, because we didn't know, because it was like the trains were underground. So
Yeah.
we went up the stairs to get into the street. I was like, holy shit, what bench?
See how you don't know, but God was protecting you that time, right? Like my grandfather once, I heard he had to get a plane and everything was delaying him. Like he kept on trying to catch the flight, and he eventually missed the flight. And that flight that he missed, it went down and everybody on it died.
Oh yeah, I heard
And
another
he just
story like
missed it.
that. Oh, see, right. I forgot what, but it was something about the plane. Like there was mechanical problems of a plane somewhere, and then this person was like, "I'm not going." Like they said, we're going to change planes. He says, "No, screw this. I'm not doing it."
Hello, Mr. Baldwin.
And then what happened was what happened, like what you said.
Hey,
the thing went
boom,
boom,
Mr. Baldwin's
sorry. Person they go.
Sorry, Kid Rock. Mr. Baldwin's just joined us on the panel. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good evening, James. Hello, Kid Rock. Hi, Suzanne. Nice to meet you all.
How you doing? You've been on Stu's panel before, so how's things with yourself? All good?
All good, all good. Yeah. I had a long week at work and now just enjoying a glass of red. So.
Okay. James, who is this now?
This gentleman, he goes over into another chat, Stu D's chat.
Okay.
Someone that I follow. He's UK based, but they've got like a community where a lot of is it Thailand, isn't it? A lot of them.
Yeah.
Community from. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of open to all things. I'm an open book.
Oh, okay. Good man.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know who the person was. Okay, good. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, no, I've watched some of James. I watched a bit of him in America, and I've watched a few of his like gangster talks, and
they've cut some of the true crime.
gangster too. Yeah, some of the true crime stuff. Yeah, that's of interest to me. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I'll just try and keep it a variety and sort of move it about a bit. And we've got
that's the spice of life. Variety is the spice of life.
Exactly. And so, as I say, the topic today was that too much pressure in all aspects of life, and
too much time pressure.
Time pressure, all types of pressure. But now we kind of just at the end we're just having a chat, and Suzanne and Kid Rock, they're very, very good to the show.
Yeah, sorry, I feel like I've stopped the flow of you guys in the flow there.
No, that's okay. You can go ahead. We were talking about, just very general things. So.
Well, I heard sort of like near-death experiences, things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't really have many stories. That just one, basically, as a child, was like climbing a tree.
Yeah.
And probably with the bravado of youth, went up higher and then realised, holy shit, and then slipped. And a guy kind of caught me. And that's my nearest thing to...
Oh,
okay.
Oh, boy, that's really something else.
Passing over.
How high was the tree?
Well, it's sort of like how big was a fish at the time. It seemed a long way up. I think that I would be hospitalised.
Oh, I'm saying 20 feet. Or no, if you're scared, listen to me. I know I used to climb trees all the time, but at the same time, it's like getting down is another deal.
That's the problem. When you're young, you're fearless, aren't you? You just go up there like a squirrel, and then I was like, oh shit, this is
I was very crazy as a child. Hyperactive. That's why I play a lot of sports. My mom told me, I love playing sports, and then so I could burn out my energy. So when I got home, I was good. But
what's fantastic about that now, hyperactivity, you'd be called ADHD or something like that. But no, you're just a hyperactive kid. You're into everything. You had a lot of energy to burn off. You didn't have PlayStations to sit on and play all day long.
I think that there's too many labels.
Playing games, playing sports, making go-karts, riding on your BMX, doing things. Busy.
Oh yeah, I was a very fearless kid. I'm fearless, and I'm the same way now. I mean, I don't ADHD or that. I mean, people that know me, they know what they think I'm crazy, but like a good crazy. I mean, not like. I mean, put it this way, like if they needed me for something, I would be there. And it's like if we were at a bar, like I told you this, James, like, and a couple people, I would be there with them no matter what.
Yeah.
And because they know I'm crazy. Or not, it's not like what you guys like in the movies. Okay, relax. Okay, James. I mean, you know me for a while, but people in YouTube know me for 4 years. I'm the same person. But yeah, I'm the kind of person that I do anything for people. But if you F me, I'm gonna be a jagoff. Okay, that's it. I said F. I don't want to say F because of Suzanne was here. Pardon me?
You have morals. If somebody oversteps that mark, you're going to call them out.
I got morals. Yeah, this is my thing. My philosophy of life is I'm a realist, and don't mess with me, my family, my shit. For the most part, we'll get along. But then there's certain circumstances. But you know what I mean. But that's the basis of my thing. Don't mess with me, my family, my stuff. I think that's most people. They can agree with that.
That's what I don't understand online, though. That's what I don't understand online, though. People that if they've got a problem with you and they start bringing family and things like that, what's your family got to do with it?
Oh no,
have the problem with that person. Yeah, you don't need to bring family into it. It's really bizarre behavior.
No, because they don't have. You know why they do that? Because they got nothing. They got nothing else. That's why they do.
You must be right. Yeah, you must be right.
Think about it, right? It's like people can say whatever they want. I'm sure there's some people that don't like me here. I mean, in YouTube, I really don't care. I'm the same person. I'm not a flip flopper like all these these miscreants and all these people. I've been around for 4 years, and I'm the same person. Period. Anyone Dendu knows me, Tommy knows me for years. I'm the same person. I never flip flopped
Did
on
you
nothing.
meet up? Did you meet up with James when he went to America? I'm sure he met up with a couple of characters.
Yeah.
Oh no, I never met. I didn't meet James in person.
I met up with Tendu, Tommy, Todd Father, Co-Train. I think it was them, those four, yeah. So
you like the States then, James? Do you? You like the States?
14 times I've been. So
14 times. That's the same amount of times I've been to Thailand. Funnily enough.
I've only been to Thailand a couple of times, so kind of I've visited Indonesia. I've been out there to Bali. And,
Bali, a lot of people go to Bali.
And there's the island Lombok and Gili Treng. I've been
Sumatra.
there. Yeah, I haven't. That's the only sort of places I've been to out those neck of the woods. But I tend to prefer going west. So the States, Canada, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Brazil. I've done.
Yeah, I saw your footage in Brazil. I was watching you in Brazil. What's the name? Is it Sugarloaf? What's the name of the big mountain?
Yeah, Rio de Janeiro. Yeah,
and I'm sure I clicked watched one of your live streams. You on like a beautiful rooftop hotel over Copacabana Beach.
That's right. Yeah, that was good. That was. I really enjoyed it. As I say, it was one to get off the bucket list, but it's Sicily next for me now. I'm in Sicily on the 12th of June.
Sicily?
Yeah.
You're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm just I was there last year, funny enough. I stayed in Catania, but I got myself about a bit. I did the Godfather tour. I went up to Taormina. I went to Messina. I went across on the ferry, and I stayed a night in Reggio Calabria. I also went to Palmero stayed the night there as well, Palermo. So this time it's going to be more Catania focused.
Okay, I've not been to Sicily, but I've been to Italy a few times. I spent about 6 weeks in Sardinia. That is beautiful. That is beautiful as well. Not so much mob controlled though.
Yeah, but isn't it like an island?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's an island as well. Yeah, north of Sicily.
Is it the Adriatic Sea it's in? I'm not sure what sea it's in.
Well, it's just north of Sicily, isn't it?
Is it north?
It's Italian owned.
Yeah, it is. It's England's stayed there in the 1990 World Cup.
Yes, correct. They did. Yeah. It's beautiful there. Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is in the Med. It's actually it's north of Sicily, but it's sort of northwesty.
Yeah.
Closer to Malta, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah, beautiful. We actually drove. Went to Dover, got the ferry to France.
Yeah.
And then drove all through France, through the Mont Blanc tunnel, down through Italy to Porto Torres. Oh no, what's it? Geneva. Got the ferry across then to Porto Torres in Sardinia. It took about 4 days.
Jesus.
Yeah, we were stopping off and stuff, It wasn't
okay.
But Sardinia, beautiful. Went round the island on a soft top Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Question, James. You've been to Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Now, how would you go there? Would you take a boat or you fly?
Well, as a kid, I spent a lot of time. It was usually we'd go drive to walk through Wales and then go from either Fishguard or Pembroke.
Fishguard, yeah.
Yeah, and then go across to Ross.
Like a boat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my
ferry,
bucket
car
list.
ferry.
Ireland and England, but yeah, I don't know about England. I mean, I like England. I mean, I'm not like the Europeans and all that, but Jesus, Europe's gone to hell lately.
Yeah, I do agree with that, and it's probably more so in the cities and more of the built-up areas. But
Eh,
you know,
Yeah, but I'm not saying the people. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm just letting you guys know. I'm just saying like the like the governments and their nonsense and stuff. That's all. I'm not saying the people. So just letting you
yeah,
guys know that. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying. It's because everything, obviously, everything is influenced by what we read in the media. But there are some good parts to go. You've got, as I say, I would look at, if I was American and I was looking at England, first off I'd say, as far as Europe goes, you're speaking the same lingo. But
Oh yeah, that's good. Right.
that's one barrier down, and you've got obviously a lot of history there. Certainly a lot. You know, I'll certainly say more of the indigenous population, so to speak. We're a lot more like-minded. But I
Right.
mean, it's not really somewhere you would go if you're looking to pick up a suntan.
Oh yeah.
The weather's been nice. The weather this week, it's been like 23 degrees,
Yeah,
which is pleasant. It's pleasant. It's been really nice.
23 degrees. That's cold.
It's pleasant for England, believe me.
The only problem.
Oh, okay. When you said 23,
Mm.
23 degrees. That's cold.
Yeah.
But I mean,
No,
for
he's
us,
talking
that's
about in
pleasant.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
oh yes, I don't
Not
know.
I think
Yeah,
Celsius.
there's
okay.
You're speaking
maybe a
about
loss in
Celsius.
translation. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think so.
I don't know what it is in
That's cold.
Fahrenheit.
Oh,
I'll tell you
okay.
what,
I got
23 degrees in Fahrenheit.
It's pleasant. It's pleasant.
Okay, but 23 degrees Fahrenheit. What is
That would
it
be
like?
76.
Oh,
76
I'm
Celsius.
talking Celsius.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Celsius.
I got you. Thank you, Suzanne. 76. That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
perfect.
pleasant. It's pleasant.
Oh, no, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, when it gets to when we're talking, we have had where we had just like the crazy few days where it sort of goes between 30 to 40. I think it was recorded. It was 38 or something a couple of years ago.
I think that's about the highest we've ever recorded in the UK. Yes.
But the problem is when it gets like that, it's it's a horrible place to be, because when our places are not kitted out with air,
We're not set up for it. So
Yeah.
I go to Thailand, everywhere's aircon.
Yeah.
We don't have aircon really, apart from like shopping malls. There is no aircon.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about central air, right?
Yeah. Keep
So,
it
okay,
cold.
yeah, I know. I'm getting it. That's like central air. Like, cause the house I grew up in, we had central air, and then so each room had their own vent, and then the same thing.
So yeah, aircon. You call it central air.
Yeah, we have central air, and then each room. I mean, you know, in the summer it would be air, in the winter it would be heat coming through that. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different thing, because like the air, what he's talking about is the air conditioning, because like I think that England is similar to Canada, where I grew up in Canada. Okay. They have similar speech.
Oh, you're Canadian, Suzanne.
Yeah, I'm originally Canadian. Yeah. No, I'm in Buffalo. I'm not in Buffalo right now. I'm visiting family in Canada, but I live in Buffalo, so I'm American now. But I grew up in Canada, so they have the same similar speech, because they were controlled by England. So not a lot of the words are different though.
Well, no, that's why I figured, Suzanne, when you said
that's what he means.
the aircon, I was thinking like, okay, I'm not. Let me think. I'm thinking he's talking about central air, right?
Oh, no, that's not how it works. Like you have either a heat, okay, which can be like gas or propane heat, and then you have the air conditioning is separate. So you have to turn the air conditioning on separately if you want to, right? But in like, I think England is different than Canada. Canada, it has air conditioning everywhere in the summer because it can get hot. But it doesn't get extra hot, but it can get hot. So they do have that automatically there. You know what I mean? So,
So what in your homes? Oh, so in their homes in Canada, they have aircon as well.
no, not aircon. I don't know what that is exactly. The meaning.
Well, air conditioning, yeah.
But,
Where you climate
but it's
control,
like
you like
you have
23 degree, 22 degree.
yeah. Usually the climate control thing is usually in apartments because it's like they control it. But if you have to control it yourself, there's an air conditioning unit that you would turn on, or it would be air conditioning that would be automatically come through your house, but you'd have to turn it off and on, right? And then the heating system would be the same way, depending on what type of heating system you have. So if you have propane or if you have gas or whatever you have, right, then you would turn that on and turn that off. So it wouldn't be like an automatic adjustment to anything. It would just it would be you would have to turn it on and off yourself.
Oh, because like what I
Yeah.
was just saying, like we had central air, so like air would be if you turn it. Let's say like it was hot, it was spring out, it's hot out. We would turn the air on and go boom, like the thermostat, the same deal, and then we would get cool. Like each room would have like
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
that's like
you can do
dual
either one, but
heating and cooling together in
right,
one
and
unit.
then when it got cold, obviously we would just turn up the heat instead of the cold air would come out, the hot air would come in.
yeah,
Right?
well my house in Buffalo is just like the one in Canada too. It's like the
Oh yeah,
same,
I was just going to ask you about that. Okay.
which is like it has air conditioning. I can turn on or off, or I can turn the heat on and off. And then I have to like maintain the air conditioner. So for example, when I haven't used the air conditioner for a long time, then I have to check it. You know what I mean? Like I have to get somebody usually that comes and checks it
Oh,
and
okay.
it turns it on or whatever. I have a family member that does that for me.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And then yeah, so that's, but I know what you mean. Like it depends on where
Yeah,
you are.
it was built into the house. So I mean, so basically, like your heat would be the same as the AC. I
No.
know I'm saying from my situation
Oh,
was.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so
anyway, I think I better go because
we
like I
got.
better go. So, but anyway, it was very nice to talk to you again, James, and to talk to everybody. And I hope everybody has a very
Oh,
nice
shame
day.
you're going.
Thank you for coming, Suzanne.
Okay,
Oh, so thank
Suzanne,
you
it's
for.
always a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, thanks very
Take
much.
care.
You have a safe trip.
Oh, thank you. I'm not leaving yet because I still have to go to the wedding tomorrow, but I'm going to
Oh,
go.
but I'm saying your holiday or whatever, you're gonna be there, and then when you get back
Yeah.
home, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I have everybody have a wonderful day and a great weekend. And that's all I have to say. And thank you very much for
Likewise.
Okay,
James
have a
for
good
having
day,
me on
hon.
the panel, right?
Brilliant. Thank you, Suzanne.
Okay, have a good day. See you later.
Bye.
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 Yeah, so that the AC thing. So James, so what? Like the
I forgot how to
AC?
get rid of
Oh, sorry.
I forgot how I am supposed to leave. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, James, can you just kick me out? Because I can't remember how I'm supposed to get out of
Okay,
here.
I'll do that now. No worries.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you. Cool.
Okay, now James, like, what to say? So in England, do you guys have air conditionings? Like, like you put it in like a window unit, or do you? How does that go? I mean, God,
I
this
mean,
is like.
generally, when you're talking about offices and hotels, it's sort of fitted into the infrastructure of the buildings. But
Okay, well, see, that sounds like central air and central heat, like what I had.
yeah,
Like it's built in, you turn it on, and then and then when it's cold, obviously, you get the heat kicking. Okay, but how
Well,
is it for like
they
houses
have
or apartments?
radiators for heat, and then aircon for cool. And like you say, James said,
Oh,
it's built in. But
oh,
generally, as a rule, at home, people don't have aircon. When it gets really hot, you just get a fan. You buy a fan.
yeah,
That's it.
you can buy them big aircon units that.
Yeah, you can.
Like
It's becoming more popular. People are new builds, for example. I think they're building them into new builds.
Yeah.
But at older properties, they tend not to have aircon generally.
No, you're saying like the thing, the aircon thing. Is that like a window unit? Like you put it in your window, you see it, and then you plug it in.
No,
Is that what that is?
what I'm talking about is that these things, these mobile aircon units, they're like
a dehumidifier unit in the.
And they come on wheels, and they can be quite heavy things as well. And you kind of just
it's like about a foot and a half by foot and a half or whatever, and it's kind of bulky. Yeah, okay, like a window. It's an air condition. Like if you Google air condition, a picture of it, they will show you. I mean, you would say that's what I'm talking about. I mean,
but the ones I'm used to in Asia are like wall mounted, you know, and they're probably like a foot and a half, 2 foot long, and they're normally above the window, something like that, and they force out cold air into the room.
Right. That's like in America. That's like a window unit.
Okay.
Like an air conditioner for a window unit.
Yeah, it's different terminology.
Right. And then you got like you put it in the window, and then the top part, pull it down so that it doesn't fly out. I mean, you know what I mean?
You have it swinging up and down.
Right, and then you plug it in. Okay, this kind of okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Sunshine Air is great. It's expensive though.
So Suzanne there, she's in the chat. She had an interesting accent. So I've got a question for you, Kid Rock. As an American, can you distinctly tell a Canadian accent straight away? Because as an Englishman, I find it sometimes difficult to decipher a Canadian from an American accent.
Yeah, but I have the trouble trying to tell the difference between an Australian and a New Zealander as well.
Oh yeah,
you're right. You're right, James. You're right.
I asked Suzanne before, and it just didn't really come up to me. I didn't even know she was Canadian. I just didn't even come up.
I should.
You know what I mean? This wasn't like something like to me. It wasn't like something like out of like out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying?
Potentially, though, she has maybe because she lives in America. Maybe she has like a hybridized accent, a bit Canadian.
I just never really noticed it. I mean, to me, I just said, "Hey," I talked to her like once or twice before. And it just really never came up. But yeah, hey, Susan, I see you. You're technically from Buffalo. I hear you. I see. James taught me how to do the chat. Okay. Yeah. So.
Surviving Together says Suzanne has a heavy Canadian accent.
Hello, Lord.
Interesting.
It just never came. It just never came up to me. I mean, it wasn't like.
Is Surviving Together American?
I believe so. No, I mean, I don't.
I think she's American. Yeah, she's American.
Yeah, that's interesting because I find it difficult because it's sort of quite insulting. Oh, you're American. No, I'm Canadian. Or you say to a Canadian, "Oh, you sound Canadian." No, I'm an American. It's quite insulting, you know. So
yeah, you know what you're saying that like that. That's what like. I mean, I'm not saying it was insulting, but it's like I never even like when I talked to you before, that never even came up to me.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I mean, it's like we're just talking. It was like it's not like you're talking to someone Chinese or or something like that. You would like obviously,
right.
You know what I mean? That would be like, but it was just a normal conversation. I never even thought about it.
Yeah, look, Surviving Together. So she is American, and she can hear she or he can hear the Canadian accent. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Because I mean, in the UK, there's lots of different accents, and like if there's somebody on the panel with a really heavy Scottish accent,
something like that, you could tell, like, you know what I mean. But it wasn't like when I talked to her like once or twice. It was just to me, I think it was just American or English. You know what I mean? You know, like regular.
Or maybe if she lives in America, she sort of slips into American kind of sounding dialect, and maybe when around Canadians, she slips into Canadian sort of accent.
Hello, Suzanne.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't want to come on again, but I just wanted to explain something so you understand. Canada is a very large country, okay? In land mass, it's much larger than United States. We have a variety of provinces, which is equivalent to, you would call, states, okay? And each province has different accent to it. You can tell what part of Canada somebody's from by the accent that they have. My accent is from Alberta, okay? But I was born in Manitoba. So what happens is, for example, in Ontario, I was in Ontario for a long time, okay? I lived in Ontario for a long time, but I don't have an Ontario accent. I still have my Albertan accent, no matter what, okay? And even though I live in Buffalo, I never picked up the New York accent from there, like the Buffalo accent, no. So, and I think maybe I have pieces of each one, but you see, like Nova Scotia, for example, in Newfoundland, they have like more of like there's a lot of people there that have a heritage of Irish or British. So they have more of like a sound of and Scottish. So they have more of that sound, like they sound like more like Scottish or, Irish or Welsh type of thing. And then Montreal, like Quebec,
would be
French.
Yeah, I was just going to say that
they have a different sound again, right?
Yeah, I hope there was no offense caused, Suzanne. I didn't mean to cause any offense.
No offense. It's a question. I understand. Then Ontario is near New York, so they have more of a New York accent. You see, so this is what happens. So each province has, but people can tell that I'm from Alberta, right? So because they know from my sound, but because the other thing is my mom. Okay, my mom is Syrian, so she has an accent her whole life. Like that accent. So I have probably a little bit of that as well in me somehow. Okay. And then my dad is, been in Canada for years, but he's Dutch and Swedish. So he has a little bit of a sound to him too. And then, so if you combine all of that in me, that makes me have a different type of a sound. You know what I mean? So, but Canada, if you're asking, each province has a different sound to it. You can't really tell, but Canadians, they know. They don't always know too. I've had them not know. I've had them say, well, we don't know, like, your sound. You know what I mean? So
yeah, to me, it was just an interesting accent. I was sort of like, I didn't want to offend and say, are you American?
Oh no, that's okay. Like I think from England too, it's the same thing, isn't it? James, because I think England has different parts where you can tell the dialect is different, right?
You can. I mean, everyone speaks English, but there's certain pronunciations and some are deeper voices, some have twangs in their voices. Like I tell you where it gets distinctive is when you're from down in the south, around London. I mean, as you go out Somerset, Cornwall.
Okay. Have a good one. No, I was talking to my neighbor. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. You can tell there's certain dialect there. Then in Birmingham, and then as you slowly get through the Midlands, you start to go outside Manchester and Liverpool. You would be able to tell the difference between a Liverpudlian and a Londoner. Now you might not know it's a Liverpudlian until someone says that person's from Liverpool, but you would then know from what they're on out that Liverpudlian and Cockney are not the same.
Yes, exactly. You're right. I think I have a unique sound to me, but I don't know. I sound.
Thank you for coming, Delilah. No worries. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Have a good day, Delilah.
Take care, Delilah.
I got a question for you. Remember how we talked at least once or twice before? I did. When he was asking me, I said it when you were off the live, I didn't even notice no accents to me when we talked. That was kind of
Oh, you mean me? Are you talking about me, Kid Rock?
Yeah, we talked before.
Oh no, because you know what I think it is. Okay, I have. You see, when I grew up in Alberta, I just grew up there, but I didn't stay very long there. Okay, I grew up there, and then my parents, we moved. Okay, so we moved to another province, and then we moved to Manitoba for a while, and then we went to Ontario, because my dad is an executive chef, right? So he got transferred different places. So yeah, my general sound is from there, but like I said, I don't sound exactly like anybody. I've got my own voice.
I thought you sounded
you know what I mean? So, but yeah,
American. I meant American.
Yeah, and well, I say I have dual citizenship, so I will say like I am American, okay, but at the same time I am Canadian. I am, but I'm not like, I feel like I'm a little bit of each thing type of thing. Like I don't really know if
Well, I'm saying I didn't even notice when we spoke before. You sound like an American to me. You didn't sound.
Oh, maybe because I've been in Buffalo a long time,
Yeah,
and then when I was in Ontario, they sound like New York too.
Because we were talking about. Remember, we were talking about when my friend got killed, almost got killed, at the Crazy Hospital, and we were talking. You didn't sound foreign. You didn't sound like Canadian. You just sounded like American, American and regular English, like English meaning speaking language. I'm saying, not English like.
Because we're almost the same thing actually. When you think about it, we're the same. It's just a border. Like if you come to Canada or you go to Canada, you will see like they're the same as American, exactly the same. The way they think, the way they talk, the way they do things, everything is the same. It's just only a border. You know what I mean? It's not it's a drastic difference between it, right? That's what it is. Like people think it's so different.
I never even noticed. That's what I mean. You're saying. This was like we were just talking. And it wasn't
it's like Italy and Sicily. The Italy and Sicily, they're different, but they're the same. You know what I mean? Like it's not any different. You know, I think it's like this. And because I was in Ontario a long time too, okay, before, then Ontario, they have the accent, which is like New York. So then when you go to Buffalo, like I don't have people telling me anymore that I have an accent. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You didn't ever. Yeah. You sounded like an American to me.
It's like it blended in. My voice blended in.
Yeah, you sound like a regular person. I mean, you know what I mean.
Oh, thanks pretty much because usually I'm not a regular person when I'm.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Right, you're laughing, so you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like you just seem like I didn't even know you were Canadian. I mean, it didn't really matter to me. We were just talking.
That's true. Well, that's good. It doesn't matter. Like.
Well, no, of course
Canadians
it doesn't matter.
Are not like aliens. You know what I mean? Like we're.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like when we talk,
no, I know what you mean.
We're talking like now. You just sound like a regular American, like speaking English, like American English. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got a question, James. Like you guys are talking about different, accents in England. What about Benny Hill? Right? Yeah. He goes crazy, and you can tell like it's like really thick, and then it's like when he does his different skits and stuff, right? Right? Yeah. But I mean that's pretty interesting too, because it's like different lingos because England, you know, I mean, it's kind of big, so it's kind of like depending where you came from.
Yeah.
Well, I've got an interesting story actually, Kid Rock. Benny Hill is actually buried in the city close to where I live.
Oh wow!
So yeah, he's from my part. Oh, Suzanne's gone.
Oh no, I think because she just wanted to clear that up with us. And then remember, she left before, but then she was hearing us, and she wanted to clear something up. That's why she came back in and said that. Like I said, when I talked to her like once or twice before, it wasn't even, you know, it just seemed like it was a regular talking to someone American. I mean, it wasn't even an issue. I mean,
yeah, that's why I thought it was sort of like a hybridized accent. I didn't wish to cause upset or alarm to anybody.
I just didn't even notice. It wasn't. I mean, it's not even an issue. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not an issue.
It's no big deal, brother.
Pardon me?
Absolutely, I'm with you on that.
Okay,
it's no big deal, man. I don't think you're offensive in any way, or so. Yeah, it's still good. I don't
care where you came from. Anything, like I said, as long as you don't mess with me, my family, my shit. For the most part, we'll get along. that goes on, and like I said, that's self-explanatory. You know what I mean? And James knows me for a couple years, so and Thindu and Tommy and them, they know me ever since I've been on YouTube. I'm the same guy.
So Benny Hill was buried at Southampton. He's right on the south coast.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah, he is. Yeah, right near Southampton General Hospital.
Oh,
there's a cemetery there, and he's buried there.
Okay, well, I better go. I just wanted to say goodbye to everybody, and don't worry, I didn't get any offense from it at all. It's just I wanted to explain to you that, there's different sounds or whatever, but in general, yeah, that's what it is, right? So,
okay,
but anyway,
Suzanne, you're
thanks
great.
very much, eh?
Don't
And have
worry
a great
about
day, James, and everybody have a very great day, eh?
You have a good one.
Nice
Thank
one.
Okay,
Thank you
James,
for
can you
clearing
just
that
help me
up,
out here because
Suzanne.
I forgot how to get out again.
Okay, we'll talk.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, bye-bye.
Take care.
Oh no, thinking about Benny Hill, it was a while ago. I seen a movie of Benny Hill, and it was like he wasn't like it wasn't he wasn't like in comedy.
It's serious.
He was more like straight, like a regular actor, and obviously was like very foreign to me. I was like, what was it? Was like from the '60s, I'm thinking, and it was just like something's wrong here because everyone watched Benny Hill before, right? So it was like this is weird, and that was like the only movie. I don't know what the movie is called, but the only movie that he played like a regular person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There has been a movie, I'm sure. I can't remember the name of it either, but he was like a serious actor, so called.
Yeah, it was like serious, and it was just very weird to me because it said Benny Hill, and then obviously when I seen him on the TV, I'm like, oh, okay, Benny Hill, this is gonna be funny. Like, what the hell?
You do know that would be completely outlawed now, though, that show.
Oh yeah, but this is everyone people being like uppity up about everything, but then let all this other crap go on.
That's good. That's a good way of putting it, Kid Rock. Uppity up. You're right.
You know what I mean? It's like
I know exactly what you mean.
Right. I don't try to offend anybody. Or nothing.
Everybody's offended. Like everybody's offended nowadays.
Well, no, see, that's why America says up yours. Okay, that's why everyone wants to be us. But this is my thing about Europe and all that as a whole, not the people. That I told this to James a long time ago. Europe, everything's compromised. Not the people, the corruption and the people running that. And they want us to be like them. Guess what? Ain't gonna happen.
Okay. Right, it's with Europe, it's more sort of the establishment over there, like the EU and that. They are really clamping down on freedom of speech and privacy laws and things like that. Well, yeah,
that's ridiculous. Like, okay, I'm gonna say something like a joke, and then I'm gonna go to jail. you guess what? Up yours. And I told the judge, go fucking suck my dick. Sorry, excuse my French. And he added another $50,000 to my bail, but I still got out. Well, anyway, but yeah, I'm not, man. I'm saying whatever I'm going to say. I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I say James knows me a long time. I say it like it is. I don't sugarcoat nothing, good or bad. It is
Kid Rock. Everybody is offended nowadays. Everybody.
I'm not offended.
No, somebody will be offended.
Well, you know what? It's crazy.
Everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim.
Well, no, that thing, like when he was like earlier when he was doing his show, yeah, I just like, oh my God, we all have issues, we all have problems and stuff, but I'm not gonna, you know what I mean, like the victim mentality. Yeah, sometimes people are victims, like if you're a victim of a robbery or whatever, but life goes on. I mean, the way they're doing it is just watered down.
I'm kind of referencing more like influencers and
no. I know.
All these sort of dweebs, you know?
Oh, no, right. Yeah, everyone's like, oh my God, oh, you said this or that. Yeah, I don't. Listen, that's why America, we could do whatever we want.
Yeah, but have you noticed that? And that's how they've slowly, in time. I know that in America they've pushed back, obviously, with Donald Trump coming in. But what they did is slowly in time is that they used it. And bearing in mind, whenever something funny or something which some people deem controversial comes out, it's the minority. It's only a minority that complain, but they listen to the minority over the majority, and then they ban it. And they start eating away until you've got no freedom. Or, oh, hello there, Crewmel. You're good to see you, my friend.
Hey, Kumo, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
and that's what they've pretty much pushed us to the point now, and they did it in America, and obviously, you know, with the new president, and they've changed things. We've had our own problems where we're kind of like we got like knife crime that's gone through the roof, certainly in our cities and there. But you're more liable to see the police officers turning up on your doorstep for a mean tweet.
Right, but I seen the thing with the mayor of England, oh not England, London, my mistake. That he a while back he said we're gonna outlaw knives. Oh my God, you people are crazy. Okay, no, how about you put the people in jail who's doing that shit, so the next person is gonna see what the other person did before that you're gonna be fucking next.
Yeah, they might get a prison sentence, but it'd be like 3 months.
Yeah.
See, we don't. Listen, that's crazy. Okay, to me, because in America, but we got these crazy DAs that from Soros and all that nonsense, letting everyone go. But if you're right,
With respect, the gun crime is slightly different.
Yeah. What do you mean
in terms of the gun crime in America, the mass shootings and
yeah, but that's if you're doing that on the I know what you're saying, but then the
I don't agree with that.
But America is a complex situation because the right to bear arms is indoctrinated in there.
Yeah, but it's not in every state, though, is it? Or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
in every state you can carry arms.
Yeah, but some have got tougher rules than others.
Special licenses.
Yeah,
like the conceal and carry. Right, I see, but there's some states that you don't have to have. As long as you have a FOIA card, a FOIA card, shows that you're registered. You could pack a gun, like in Arizona. My sister lives out there. You can pack a gun walking down the street.
Whereas you go to other states where it'll be like you can own one, but you're not allowed to bring it out your house. You'll have some states sort of say, yeah, you can carry it on you, but you have to conceal it. So it's complete variable.
No, but Arizona, you can have a gun like on your hip.
I'll tell you where one of the most
like you can walk down the street and you have a gun like
so you can walk around Walmart with a Dirty Harry gun on your side.
Yeah, if you're in Arizona, yeah, you can. Yes.
Just around Walmart, just shopping.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not pulling out going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that would scare me seeing that in Walmart.
Right, but you know what? The fake news of America, a lot of those times that when someone goes crazy in the mall, a person that
that happens everywhere.
But a concealed carrier person shoots the assailant and saves a bunch of lives, and they're still bitching.
Well, this is the way you're right in where you're allowed to carry it on you. It tends to be more big. The criminals won't pull guns if they know that the civilians are. It gets a bit like that. It kind of
that's what the whole purpose is for, I think. Yeah. Because like in Texas, everyone has a gun in Texas.
Yeah.
So have fun trying to go rob someone's house in Texas. Okay.
You'd think twice, wouldn't you, if you knew that someone could just put out a gun and shoot you dead?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a guy in Florida. I forgot the sheriff's name. Is he tells people. Like when he does like a press conference, someone broke in someone's house and gets killed. He encourages homeowners to shoot people. Because listen,
and also as well, a lot of what we tend to find most with their mass shootings, a lot of it is that they tend to be either mental health driven or bad parenting, where the child is allowed access to the gun and they haven't properly stored it, and those types of things.
Mm-hmm. Right. But my theory is that I'd rather, if someone comes to my house, you're going to have to kill me. Okay? Because I'm going to protect my family. and that's it. I'd rather be and like I seen the thing about California. I think the other day, they had this law that like if someone's trying to rob you or kill you in your house, you're supposed to run. Like screw that. No, run out of my own house.
Massachusetts is the same, whereas Florida, if you go to someone's house, you've got the right to shoot them dead.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I told you. I swear to God, there's a sheriff. I forgot his name. Every week, because Florida's gone crazy. That everyone tries to break in, or mess around with the wrong people, and he encourages homeowners. If someone comes in your house, shoot them dead. He said this. This is not no AI. This is real. And I'm the same way. I'm not gonna let you rob me, rape my wife, kill me, and take my shit. I don't think so. Okay, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna lay down there. I'm the type of person like if I'm outside and someone wants my money, you're gonna have to kill me. That's the way it goes. That's the way I do things.
Yeah, Mr. Balding, it's another world and another way of looking things. I mean, we generally never been real gun owners. We had a change in the law when Michael Ryan went mad in Hungerford.
Hungerford, that was. Yeah.
That's right. That was when. Then it changed again. We had the Dunblane that the shooting up there. Then also there was another change as well. I think when the guy Derek Bird up around Northumbria, was it Northumbria or Cumbria?
Did he shoot the cop in the face?
I'm not too sure which one. I mean, the one in Dunblane was when the nonce went into the school and killed a load of kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then Derek, he went mad. I think he shot his brother. He shot his brother but he just went and just started shooting people randomly. But Michael Ryan was in Hungerford. That started it. And the British government have kind of been quite clever in that way, in the sense that as soon as they got all the guns off the streets, is the fact then you could assert more control over the public.
Okay, question, James. Yeah. Now, can someone have a gun legally in the UK?
You could, providing you haven't got a criminal record. I think you can have a shotgun.
Okay.
They do a psychological analysis as well, and you have to keep it locked up in the cabinet.
Correct, and the ammo's separate. They got general visits, and they really and like the paperwork that you have to fill out just to go to get one and keep one is they put all the hurdles up to try and for you.
Deter you.
Yeah.
No, I gotta. This is what I gotta say about America. Forever, legislation is trying to take all the legal gun owners that have guns away from them.
Yeah.
And they say like this and all gun crimes and all this stuff. And
the problem is it's all the illegal gun holders, isn't it?
Well, no, they want to take
the legitimate one gets penalized.
Right. They want to take all the gun holders, the people that can legally own guns in America away, but what about the criminals?
But this is it.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
If you're a criminal, you're not gonna abide by that.
You're not gonna go and like register your weapon, are you?
Or whatever, because if you're a criminal, you get automatic 5 years. Like I'm a convicted felon. I got what's it called? Busted for selling cocaine, powdered cocaine, decades ago, and I changed my life. I can't if I got caught with a gun, I'm going to prison 5 years automatically. Even
though that's another thing as well. If you've got felony, you can't have a gun. Full stop. Anywhere, can you?
No. I mean, I know. Like, if you went to prison, no, for sure, no. Felonies, convictions, it had to be convicted. I believe. I'm not going to say for sure, but if you went to prison, either federal or state, like I had a state case. You can't own a gun legally.
Okay. I'm not too sure about the state one though. I think you can.
I know about the state. I know that for sure. You can't. I can't own a gun. If I had a gun that was off the street, okay, for one, if I got caught with it, most likely it's going to be a stolen gun. So they're going to get me on that, and they're going to get me automatically for 5 years because I'm a convicted felon. Period. 5 years, no matter what, convicted felon. And then whatever, like if that gun had like crimes with it, you know what I mean?
See,
then it could be something else.
Kiss Freak, Kid Rock, I got caught for the same thing, and I got a 10-year weapon ban. So after 10 years, you can get it back.
Oh wow, yeah, but I'm crazy, so they won't get it. No, but yeah, I doubt it. They'll give me. I mean, all I know is anyone come to my house, you're gonna be dead, allegedly. That's it. Cause I'm assuming that you're gonna kill me, rape my wife, eat my cat, and leave me there to die. So guess what? Up yours. You're gonna be dead. That's it. That's the way I do it. And it kept me alive all these years, and I haven't been a criminal for decades. Hold up.
How are you doing surviving together? Hello, Matt.
I had a knock on wood. But
hello, Matt.
yeah.
How are you? You all right?
Hey.
How you doing? Good. Thank you for joining us.
Do I need an avatar?
You can go on Avatar. You should be able to.
It was me.
You should have an option to just turn your camera off.
Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to just drop down, actually. I'm starting to get a bit tired now. It's getting late here. Sorry, sorry, guys. Nice to speak to you, James. Take care, Kid Rock.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry to run, but take care all.
Cheers.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Hi. Not kicking you out, am I? Oh, here, stop cam. There we go.
Right, there you are.
I can't figure out how to change this S. Everything I've done has not worked. So
yeah, I do like to when I go from show mode to chat mode, it's avatar time because you can relax a bit behind the avatar.
Well, that's why I told you, James. Yeah, sorry I came back. I had to check on my wife. Remember, like when you were doing your lives, I said try to put the avatar on so you don't be, because I would be self-conscious too, like making sure my hair is okay and be like, you know what I mean? That would be natural.
The twitching and the scratching and that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm on live too. So I like it with the avatar and everything.
I don't care since I'm live all the time, so don't bother me either way.
Who's this?
It's Surviving Together, Mac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I chatted in your thing with James the other day, last week. Okay, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Okay.
Sounded like you guys needed a lawyer up here.
Oh no, I know enough to know. No lawyers and no cops.
Sorry, I'm a lawyer.
Well, I wanted to be a lawyer when I was young, but it's too much school.
What field were you criminal lawyer or?
I do mainly research now. I fill in for a criminal defense attorney occasionally. I've been turning down a lot of jobs lately, though, because he's been taking a lot of criminal sexual conduct cases and child pornography defense. And especially because of my channel, it's just not something that, I can get involved in. So, but I mean, anything else, drunk driving, drugs,
Okay, I got a question now. Did you hear, like, before the Diddy's, like, he had a new lawyer? His old lawyer, I seen this thing. It was crazy. He told the judge that he couldn't represent him anymore because I guess he's seen some of the tapes, right? And and you know what's crazy? I seen this thing on YouTube that was a news thing. It said he couldn't, he didn't want to be Diddy's lawyer no more, but he represented Bin Laden in the 90s.
Yeah, it just depends.
So that just tells you a lot, right? That tells you a lot. Like if you can represent Bin Laden and you can't represent Diddy, that's pretty bad.
It just tells you where your line is. I mean, and a lot of people, it takes a special type of lawyer to be able to take on
cases. I couldn't do like sexual cases or anything. I probably want to kill him. Allegedly. You know what I mean? Allegedly. Well, yeah, I just don't. I couldn't like there's there's no coming back from some stuff. Period.
There's no one seeing.
You know what I mean? But there's no coming back. Like you mess with kids, you mess with
I see what you're saying. Right.
All that. There's no coming back. I don't care if you cured cancer. You're done. I mean, that's the way I was raised, and that's the way it made me the person I am now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't flip flop. I'm the same person, and it is what it is. And I'm not changing my ways for nobody.
Well, you've got your moral compass, and you've got where your boundaries are, and those are yours, and you know,
right.
And that's what makes us individuals,
right?
You know, and it takes a special type of person to be able to either on the prosecution side, I won't say the prosecutor, but like the cops who are in special victims units,
right?
You know, it takes a toll. It does. It takes a severe mental toll.
Oh yeah, big time drinking and lots of drugs probably.
I mean, alcoholism
because I couldn't like represent someone, and I couldn't even be a friend with someone. I don't care if you were a childhood friend of mine. You did that, we're done. If I see you, I'm probably gonna beat your ass. But you know what I mean? I just don't. I couldn't. I'm not, because if I'm with someone like that, I'm condoning that.
Right.
Just like rats and everything else. Rat is a rat is a rat. A rat put me in prison. I didn't rat at nobody. I did my time. I'm done. But I don't like rats. And like most people don't, like, you're not God. You got caught. You need to be a man or a woman and do your time. That's the way I think.
Yeah, see, I wasn't raised around in terms of the, you know, my parents or the culture.
My parents were not criminals. Okay.
Right. In terms of like being a rat or, you know, anything, I never had any of that kind of exposure. I listened to you, I listened to Tommy, I listened to, you know, and so, you know, I listen, and that's, you know, built into your character. I don't have that only because I was never raised around any of that. I didn't grow up with any of that. When I was an adult, I didn't, you know, surround myself by any of that. So I never gained that type of attitude just because I didn't, not to say my moral compass is any different, but just in terms of that being part of what I was surrounded by. You know what I mean?
Right. But like, I talked to James about this before. Yeah. As a young boy in the schoolyard, you were taught not to tell. Obviously, I didn't know I was a criminal. That I wasn't. But then, you know, it goes into your social fabric, and then things happen, and then you get into the drug scene or the drinking. I mean, my thing was underage drinking, you know, like most of us, maybe not. And then that graduates into drugs, and then boom, 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 and then, you know, boom, you caught. So I wasn't planning on going to prison. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Right.
It happened. You know what I mean? It wasn't, and I wasn't around crime, like, growing up, like you were saying. None of my family members, I'm the only one in my family ever been to prison.
Mm-hmm.
So, it wasn't like, it was kind of a shock because when I got home and everything was good. And then one of my aunts, she always called me for my birthday, and I wasn't home. Obviously, I was in the county jail, and she goes, "Hey, sorry you ain't here. Like, what's wrong?" And she lied. She said someone was for weed or something. And then when I went to see her, like in 2000 or no, what was it? Yeah, 2000 or 2001. I went to go see her in Ohio, and what happened was she picked me up from the airport, and first she said, she hugged me, kissed me. Well, what'd you go to jail for? and she goes, your mom said weed. I go, nah, it was coke. Well, and she was a school teacher, so it was kind of like, well, she was a school teacher for people that had disabilities and stuff, and so she was like, okay, because she goes, yeah, I thought she goes, I thought your mom was lying to me about weed, and stuff. And I go, no, it was for coke and everything. But she still loved me. It's like, look, I'm not the same person. But
Right.
I changed my life and everything. And some people, like if I didn't, I'd be going either getting big long sentences or in and out on the installment plan my whole life. And see,
Right.
I'm not, and like I said, my thing is, if people do the crime, you get caught, be a man or a woman, you be quiet and do your time. That's the way I don't know. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're like a friend of mine, ex-friend, he rolled, I kicked his ass to the curb. I said, no, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care if you win the Mega Millions, $1 billion, you give me half the money, I tell you go screw it. I don't want nothing. Stay away from me, or we're gonna have a fucking problem. That's it. Sorry about my language, James, but saying it like it is. But it's just, especially if someone puts you in jail, that's ingrained in you. I mean, it's different. I mean, for a girl, I'm not saying there's girl criminals. There are, but for men, it's just like if someone puts you in jail because of another person got caught and told on you. That rubs me the wrong way, and I'm sure Tommy would tell you, and a lot of other people that that went away because someone's got a big mouth. You know what I mean? That like you're not the Lord. The only one should take me out of that place is the Lord. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like someone should get out of jail and put my ass in their place. That's just me.
No, I mean, I totally understand that. I hope I didn't chase that other guy off by coming on. I hope he was truly tired.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it is 11:35 where we are, so in the evening. So, yeah, he would have been tired.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I didn't want to ruin your boy talk.
No, this is, as I say, this is a welcome. I'd say I'm kind of having just an open panel, and whoever wants to jump up could jump up. We just talk about varied topics. So
I was just listening to you guys talk about the laws and stuff, and I thought, oh, well, maybe I can offer you some insight if anybody had questions in regards to that as you were just talking. Because it's interesting, you guys were talking about the weapons ban and stuff, and in Michigan, where I am, it's the felony firearm is a flat 2-year sentence. And so, like, interesting, Lord Kissfreak said he got a 10-year ban. So, and you're saying, Kid Rock, what state would your 5-year ban be in?
Well, I'm in the Midwest. That's all I'll say. But
okay, that's fine. So whatever state you're in is a 5-year. Michigan's a 2-year. And
5 years she's going to jail. Yeah, if I get caught with a gun, I'm going to get 5 years.
Yeah, in Michigan you get 2.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's interesting. It just depends on the state and what they're
right. But like you were talking before you got on about all these law people want to take our guns away, or not my guns. I don't have no guns. Knock on wood. Anyway, no. Anyway, but then they think the criminals are not. I mean, they're still going to have their guns because they don't. If you're a criminal, you're not going to obey laws because you're a criminal, right?
Oh, right. Exactly. Yeah, there's still going to be a huge gun problem. They're just trying to take it away from one sector to try and reduce the amount that are actually on the streets.
Right.
But with the Second Amendment, the criminals here in the U.S., there's no way that they would be getting rid of their guns.
Right. Now, before you got on me, I was telling James that in California they got this. I guess it was like a new law that Gavin Newsom, that clown, put into place that if someone breaks in your house, run. Don't defend yourself. Did you hear that? It was like recently, like a couple days ago.
Yeah, it's the whole defend your castle thing, and whether or not shooting somebody is self-defense. And like you were saying, it's totally different in Florida, California, Michigan, where I'm at. We have there is a justifiable shooting. It has to be within what they call the perimeter of your house. So they have to pass a certain
line. Right. You can't shoot someone and then they run out and then you unload on them. you're gonna be in some trouble.
Right, but I'm saying,
over, like if he falls over in your front yard and you just like mow him down, that's not gonna be good.
Right, but what's considered justified here is going to be different than what Florida considers justified. It's much laxer down there.
Oh yeah, but
and in some other states. So it depends on kind of the political temperament, really, of who's making the laws at the time.
The judge in Florida, not a judge, a sheriff, like I guess he's head of a county in Florida. I don't know what it's called. I forgot his name. I don't know the county. He encourages people, if someone comes in your house, shoot them. And he says this on TV.
Right. Yeah. And so, part of it is going to depend too, as to whether or not you even get charged with a crime. What does your local law enforcement think about it? And, is there a political will? If the politics were to change in Florida, there could be severe political pressure on that guy to back off from that stance, right? But the political climate there is such that that's tolerated. So
but see, the problem is rules would leave not for me. Like if Gavin Newsom, someone broke into his house, I guarantee he has a gun. And he's gonna mow him down. So what about that, Gavin? Well, I'm a special person. No, he was on something the other day. And he made a fool of himself. And he was being like, about, I guess, the homeless. You know how they do all this money at the homeless and it just got worse and they're basically stealing the money? I'm like, morality. Oh my God. You, like, when he went to what's it called? To go his second term as the governor of California, he has morality, right? He was having an affair with his campaign manager's wife. Okay? So he doesn't have no moral ground. Plus, he's related to Pelosi. Okay, that's a bad deal. Yeah, he's I think he's a nephew of Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, a lot of your gun laws, they differ so much state to state, and it just depends a lot on the political climate of who's in charge in terms of
Michigan. You guys have a lot of guns, right?
Yeah. Well, we do in terms of
hunting.
There's a lot of hunting. There's a lot of naturalists here, and in general, it's a very conservative state.
Yeah, if they're hunting, they're going to have the guns at home. So they're not going to let no one harm them or their family, obviously.
Right. I mean, we still have laws in terms of, it differs for handguns versus rifles. And, you have to store your ammo. You can't have a loaded gun and you need to store your ammo separately. And, I think there is a lot of responsibility on a homeowner if you're going to have a gun because, I'm in favor of holding parents responsible who don't follow these rules and don't have them locked up properly and leave them loaded and things of that nature.
Kids don't know, and then boom, it happens all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, I mean, I grew up with guns in the house, but my dad always had a gun case and it was always locked, and he always put the key somewhere we didn't know, and
right. Plus you're a girl too, so I mean, I'm not saying, girls don't normally play with guns when they're little. I'm saying relax. Okay, I'm a good friend of James. Okay, relax. I'm good. I'm not.
I know. I'm just laughing,
ladies.
And no, I'm laughing because my ex-husband, his family. I mean, everyone. It doesn't matter, male or female. They grow up with guns, and I mean, they go squirrel hunting and everything, and it's just. But I never did. Neither my brother or I ever had guns.
Boys and then men would go hunting, most likely than girls go hunting with the dad.
It totally but it totally depends on the family. Like my son's girlfriend, she grew up hunting with her whole family. It doesn't matter, male, female.
Oh no, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying it's mostly young boys with their dad.
Well, we still live in a very paternalistic society. Well, no, but it's
limited to. I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I totally get you. I totally get you. No, on the whole, yeah, it's something.
Well, see, my thing is, you get a big dog and you get a big gun. The dog will give you an extra minute. Then
I have the big dogs.
You can find the bullets. You can find the bullets in that minute and get the gun ready and go boom.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you for coming.
I did have the big. I owned two Saint Bernards at one point in time. Absolutely love those dogs.
Right. Well, when I was growing up, what's it called? Everyone in my town knew I had my back door unlocked. We had two big dogs. Everyone knew we had two big dogs. Mm-hmm. So if you came in, you're gonna get eaten. And it was, now if I go to the corner, I lock the door and tell my wife, whatever. I don't want to say nothing, but whatever. But yeah.
Right. It's definitely a different climate. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I mean, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and
me too.
Yeah, we just, you didn't worry about that. You didn't worry about locking your car. You didn't worry about, locking your house so much. And
everyone knew each other.
Well, there was much more of a neighbor. Do you remember the welcome wagon? Did you ever have the welcome wagon?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, so when you moved to a neighborhood, there was like an organization. It was called the Welcome Wagon, and they'd bring you like homemade cookies and coupons for the neighborhood, stores, and it was, and even if you were just moving into a neighborhood, if you moved, your next door neighbors would bring you brownies or whatever. It was like your way of,
I see what you're
saying hi and introducing yourself. And I remember when we moved to Michigan, it was like that didn't happen. Like nobody introduced themselves. Everyone was much more, my property, your property, and it's it's.
Well, you probably had to go real slow with your neighbors. You know what I mean? Like the first thing, hey, we just moved in here. Hey, how are you doing? And then gradually,
well, at least introduce yourself. I know, but that didn't even happen. It's like it's like there was a total shift in change. James, how are things in England? Do you guys are still really neighborhood-ish, or it just depends if you're not in the big city?
I'll be honest with you. It's changed since I was a child. When I was, I'll give an example. Obviously, my heritage. I'm Anglo-Irish. From my mum's side, it's Irish. My granddad was Irish. Mm-hmm. And so I went to, like my mum did, I went to a Catholic school. So we kind of had the community there where you've had like a number of sort of primary schools and senior schools. Mm-hmm. And you might have like 6 or 7 primary schools. They then feed into a particular senior school. And
right.
It was more community orientated, like everyone sort of knew everyone. There was certainly more of a social element. If it wasn't through certain meetups or certain sport practices, or the kids played football together, that type of thing, then everyone kind of had a bit of more of an outgoing mentality. Whereas we kind of had like socialites a bit. We like to go out into pubs and clubs and things like that. Whereas a lot of that's changed now. The demographics have changed certainly, and the way we do things. We've had a lot of like closures of pubs and alcohol establishments. There's not as many as there used to be. Now that can be a good thing, depending on which way you're looking at it. Certainly from a health standpoint. But what's tend to happen now is that it's not there anymore. We are getting more and more like a nation of strangers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't get me wrong. People do make new friends and through new things, but for me, what I've seen how I've seen it changed. We seem a little bit more alien to each other than maybe what we once were.
Like when you were growing up, did you know all your neighbors?
Yeah, knew all the neighbours. It was quite common, as a child and that, playing out on the streets and things like that.
Yeah.
Now it's not so much. And I know other factors have come in. Certainly, we are in the technology age where obviously a lot of children spend more time on computers.
Right.
But technology. We're on it now. It's a great thing, but is it? Like anything, if you're using too much of something or doing too much of something, then there's going to be an impact and it's going to affect other things. And personally, I think that there needs to be better moderation or moderating around when it comes certainly for the use of children. You know, you want children really to be out and enjoying their youth and.
No, 100%.
Well,
100% less screen time.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say 100% less screen time. And I was just going to add that, yeah, growing up, it was, I mean, everybody was just out. I mean, basically your mom kicked you out in the morning and said, come back when it gets dark or come back for dinner or whatever.
That's what it was for me. And then like you were talking, James, you were talking about, like, I went to a Catholic grade school before I got kicked out. But everyone like knew each other because we all like the family with the sports and everything. So, and then like my neighbors like, you're a bad kid. I'm telling your grandfather, I go up yours. And then my grandfather would tell me, hey, he said the lady's name. She was talking bad about you or something. I'm like, so? He goes, yeah, I said the same thing. Like, I know your grandfather. I don't care. Whatever. And see, the thing is, the old people didn't realize that as young people or young kids, I'm not talking about 5th, 6th grade, so I was really young. Like, if you antagonize kids, we're going to keep bothering you. I mean, you know, it's like the opposite effect. I mean, in hindsight, when you're older, yes, you don't do that. But when I was in 4th or 5th grade, I didn't know no better. But
it was the best way to get a kid to do something. Tell them not to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Say, okay, we're bored. You know what we got to do. Let's get the fireworks. Get crazy. But you know what I mean? Well, yeah, you can't and we were all boys, and we don't know no better, right? I mean,
yeah, there's just such when you were growing up, it was just such a sense of, kids are kids, and everybody played together, and it didn't, from real young to, not quite teenage, let's say. And, everyone was just out, playing with each other and things. And I'll tell you just a quick thing. Like when we moved I'm in a condo association now, and we moved here. And I remember at one point, the kids did play with each other to some degree, but each of the parents had to be out there watching the kids, and
oh my God,
you got to make sure that your kid's doing the right thing. And
that was the work for me.
See, at one point, my son was about, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. And I always taught my son when he was growing up to always be considerate of those younger than you, because as you were young, you liked playing with those older kids. It made you feel like you were a big kid, right? I'm a big boy. I'm not a little kid. And so when he was older, if younger kids wanted to play with him, I always encouraged him, be nice to these kids and play with them. And you guys can all find something, to do. And mom actually went up to me at one point and said, don't you think your kid's a bit old to be playing with my son? And I'm like, pardon? What?
Well, yeah.
Excuse me. What? It's not like
the age difference, like a couple years, like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, because it was like a 9-year.
Nothing crazy, like a 9-year-old playing with a 15-year-old. That would be bad.
No, it was like my son was like 9, and the kid was like maybe 4 or something, and the 4-year-old, wanted to play with the big kid, and there's nobody else out. And so they're like, okay, let's play ball, or I don't know what they were doing, but it's not like my son was teaching him how to break and enter or anything. It's just
but that's what I was saying with the 15 and the 9-year-old. It was, if I was a 15-year-old, like when I was growing up, like everyone knew each other, but then everyone knew like he's a bad kid, and we mean me. I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about just kids in general,
Well, no, but everyone knew I was a bad kid. But a lot of people's parents were cool with me. A lot of parents were like, they're telling their son, don't hang around with him. It's like up yours, but then right. And then like, well, yeah, it's like the kids. It's just like we were just saying. The kid's gonna do what he's gonna do anyway. Especially when you're in that age of 15 to 16 years old, we gotta get we gotta try to get away with stuff. I mean, anything. Like when he said, "Oh, you can't hang around with me," like the mom said this for my mom, like or to me, like whatever. So if I'm at the park, he comes to me. That's not my problem, right?
Right. I think it's sweet if a 15-year-old, is like, if they're all on the playground and say the 15-year-old's out there because they've got a younger sister, brother playing or whatever, and somebody wants to play, and so they are helping them on the swing set or playing in the sandbox with them or whatever. I think that's that's kind, that's nurturing.
A younger brother, that would be more, because these days you don't know what these kids are, like the older kids are thinking. You know what I mean? I mean, this is me. But like,
yeah,
if
I think sometimes
brother,
we're just too quick to judge.
Oh no, but I'm a pretty good judge of character. I can tell if someone's got some bullshit right away. I mean, as an adult, or even, I mean, I kind of grew up like when my grandfather, he was like my father. When he passed away, I really jumped off the porch, and that's when I started going crazy. And there was no like father figure in my life. So, and my mom, she was a great mom, but what could she do?
Well, Lord Kiss Freak as well. He said when he was 11, 12 years old, he was playing baseball and football in the backyard with his uncle and his friends. So,
and context is everything, right? I mean, if those guys were playing and they're like, yeah, sure, come on, play with us, and it's just kind of a family friendly thing, that's one thing, right? And so, I mean, each situation is different, but I think that society has become so segmented, and there's, we had helicopter parents, and
my thing is
so much stress about different things. And this is coming from somebody who runs a trauma channel. I mean, I know that we have to look out for things, and that's why I think education is so important, because context is important, right? You've got to be able to analyze the situation, and if you know what to look for, if you know what to consider that is off color versus what is somebody just being a good, kind person.
Well, I remember like a couple years ago, me and my wife, we went to a restaurant and we walked, and then we're walking, and it wasn't late. It was about 9 or 10 o'clock, and I go, "Hey, babe, I think these three guys are following us." I go, "Listen to me. Don't, whatever I say, do it. Don't argue with me, okay?" So, and they were getting closer, so I pushed her to the side and said, "Listen, motherfuckers, what do you want? You're gonna keep fucking walking, I'm gonna kick all your asses." And they thought I was fucking crazy, and they kept walking. No, because they were going to try to rob us. But they probably assumed I had a gun. Well, I was crazy, because why would I challenge two people?
Wow, that's nuts.
Well, no, I'm a pretty good judge. I mean, I can tell, like, when someone's on, I got, like, like, I'm sure, like, if you talk to Tommy, like, he would say, like, if you have a bad feeling in your gut, I go with my gut. And I'm not, that's like 99.999 is right with me. Like,
our guts are right a lot more often than they're wrong. I think we get ourselves in trouble a lot when we ignore our gut. That's for sure. So.
Oh no, I'm like I said, I just need that little slither of, it's not perfect, but it's my guts. It saved my ass a lot. I'll tell you that. Saved me a lot of time, trouble, lawyers, jail, and everything else.
I think a lot of us need to learn to listen to our gut. They scientifically have proven that it's called our second brain. Actually, is in our gut, and there's a reason why we get those feelings. There's a reason why certain situations make us nervous. It's our actual body is responding to something.
It's saying, "Hey, dummy, something right here. Ask questions or be aware."
And our brain a lot of times tries to override it and say, logically, let's analyze the situation, and we end up ignoring our gut or whatever. But I need to try and make the kiddo some dinner, because otherwise he's just going to be working on his motorcycle right through, and he's not going to eat.
So. It was great talking with you.
You as well, James. I'm sorry we've kind of taken over your panel a little bit.
No, that's fine. As I say, this is what this was kind of for. Open panel. It's been quite a nice and like listening to you as well, and also I could go away and make a cup of tea and things like that.
James, this is your best. You love it when you're at your best, and you're happy when we have a chat like this. Right?
Yeah, because I know how to divide it up. I've got my topic out the first part, which is so when anyone is going to watch the replay, they get the topic, you see, and then I just have sort of like the second half at the back, you know. So that's good.
You know, it was funny. I'll catch the replay of the beginning of your part, and I'm not really. I know you're just talking something about too much pressure. All I know is the topic. I don't know in what context you guys were talking, but I was speaking about this actually in my live a little bit today, in terms of pressure. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'm taking the pressure off myself in terms of worrying about channel growth. So I'm going to be in a lot less lives over the next little while. So if I don't see you guys, it's nothing personal. Yeah,
I've been around for a long time. You have to take breaks.
I'll still be running my channel, and you know, I might pop in here and there, but
I'll definitely sub you. I'm sorry I didn't sub last time. I just when you guys went live last time, I didn't know that you were like he was a guest with you. I thought it was James Lai at the time of the thing, and then I was listening. Remember, I was keying into the thing last week, right?
Right.
So I will definitely sub to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. And, you know, anybody's welcome anytime. I mean, sometimes it's, you know, I have a very niche trauma, you know, very niche channel. I you know, admit, very specific, right? I do, my channel is a safe space for trauma survivors to connect and build community, as well as providing trauma education. So anything that has to do with trauma and, you know, all the effects of it, depression, anxiety, everything that comes out of that, positivity, recovery, finding yourself, you know, anything of this nature.
Well, I kind of buried my trauma. And that's probably not a good idea. But
well,
I learned.
I'll tell you, kid, exactly what I tell everyone is you think you buried it, but it is leaking out. You just don't realize it. And that's one of the things about unpacking your trauma.
And my criminal activities, allegedly that. Anyway, but no, I mean, I never killed no one and robbed banks and did anything bad to women or old people. You know what I mean? It is what happened. It is what happened. You know.
Right. I just, you know, it affects us even when we don't realize it. You know, it affects us.
Oh no, I believe that.
So
I believe what you're saying.
You know, that's kind of what my channel is in general, and I'll still be running my channel. I do have, if anyone's interested, I have all of the May topics up. But next Saturday, the 24th, I'll have a guest on. His name's Chris Malazewski. James, do you mind that I announce this?
No, go for it.
Okay. I just all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I better ask permission. He is created a well, I should start. So Chris Malazewski was a survivor of a mass shooting that happened in Chicago in 2022. And he got PTSD as a result. And so we're going to talk to him about his experience and his PTSD that kind of came out of that and his healing journey. And then he eventually started an organization called Walking Tall, which is all about mental health advocacy.
Did he
was not. No, he was not hit, but he was the organizer of the parade that was.
So that would be, oh my God, that would be a lot on him. Oh my God.
Yeah,
right.
So he was, you know, kind of in charge then of getting all the people out, all the organizers out, and you know, working with the police and everything. And it was a pretty harrowing case because somebody was on the rooftop just shooting down at the parade.
Oh,
wow. So we're going to talk to him, and he actually created Walking Tall with another mass shooting survivor of actually the Las Vegas shooting, which to date is the largest mass shooting that the U.S. has ever had.
Yeah, the Blasio, I believe, right?
Yeah, and
I remember that. Yeah.
There was a survivor.
Mandalay Bay, wasn't it?
Huh?
Was that the shooting at the Mandalay Bay Hotel?
Mandalay Bay. You're right, Mandalay Bay.
The country and western concert and the
yeah, I honestly I don't remember the name of it. You could be right
that it was that, but yeah, it's the Mandalay Bay.
So he ended up hooking up with somebody who was a survivor of that, who was there, and they've created Walking Tall together. And so it should be a really interesting conversation. It's a different type of trauma than we've ever talked about before. And then on the 28th, which is a Wednesday, we're going to have Sammy Yarborough with After the Bars, and he's going to be on talking about his prison trauma. So that's some really interesting shows coming up, even if it's not the type of thing that you would tune into, in general. But
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, so I hope you guys can all join us at least for those two shows. So it should be really interesting.
Certainly from an educational standpoint as well. So obviously,
my thing is nothing covered. Well, I mean, I'm not making a joke about what's going on, but I'm just saying, like, I've never been into a shooting, and I never shot at anyone, so it would be kind of crazy. Like, for me, I'm sure it would be really, like, especially in my younger years, that would be kind of like heavy,
Yeah. Well, and then when you don't know anything about PTSD, having all these symptoms afterwards, and then trying to figure out, well, what the heck is going on with me.
Yeah, I understand that part. Sure.
And then Wednesday, actually, this coming Wednesday, we're going to have a guest on who has been a men's addiction counselor for years and years and years. And we're going to talk about men's trauma and addiction, and kind of how it differs a little bit from women's trauma, and how they heal, and how,
that would be interesting.
Manifest with addiction. And so he's Canadian. He's been in counseling. He was, in addiction himself, and then got through that, and then became a men's counselor. And we're going to talk to him about, trauma and addiction from his standpoint. So
yes, obviously I used cocaine.
Yeah.
Years. So but my thing is that I just said no. I'm done with it. I quit drinking. And I mean, I drink. I used to drink a lot. I used to do a lot of drugs. But it's like I went to a wake a while back. I had 2 beers. Not a big deal with me. You know what I mean? It's an Irish thing. It's just not I can have a beer or two. I can have 8. It's not a big deal with me. I don't choose that because that time of my life is over.
Right.
About going crazy on drugs and stuff. I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people, the underlying, like, they pivot from a childhood thing or whatever. I get it. I mean, I get that part for sure.
Yeah, usually there's some form of trauma that underlies addiction. It certainly was with my ex-husband, even though he's chosen not to ever recognize it. But I was in an alcoholic marriage for 8 years, and
Crimel's dropped your link in the chat. So,
oh, thanks, Crimel. I appreciate it. I hope all is going well with you. Shoot me an email if you would. So yeah, we've got just some interesting guests coming up, on some different topics that I think might be interesting to a lot of different people. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, if I don't see you guys around, I am definitely still here. You can always find me on my lives on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and otherwise, I will talk to you later. And James, thanks for opening the space.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Kid Rock. Thank you, Mac, for coming up. Thank you for Suzanne and Mr. Balding.
Okay, you're closing up, right?
Yeah, I'll close up now. It's 6 minutes past midnight.
Okay,
so.
I got you.
Oh my goodness. Well, have a good rest of your night and a good rest of your weekend.
Just gonna thank the chat now.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off and let you do that. And
everyone in the chat, have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So yeah, look, thank you, Lord Kiss Freak, for coming. Crewmel, Suzanne, I mentioned earlier. Thank you. We also had. Let's go. Let's get further up. Dave T. Thank you, sir, for coming and popping in. Also as well, just Delilah. Thank you, Slimony. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for coming. Gerard. Thank you for coming in. Janie. Good to see you. Tindu as well. Thank you for coming. And Bambi. Thank you for coming too. Also Leo as well. Leo Robustelli. Good to see you. Hollywood 210. Thank you. And thank you, Tommy Sticks. No problem at all. Thank you. Thanks. Have a good evening.